All right, everyone, welcome back to volume 2 of our Game of Masks. James slash the one guy.
Super
I'm
Rick.
terrible with names, guys. Super Rick. Oh my
Super
gosh.
Rick.
Oh,
Rick.
he could not commit to this one, but his character will now be moved over as an NPC now, for the time being.
For all the
And,
people at home, we're
we have
so
some plans.
sorry. we
Yeah,
couldn't
sorry.
re-up his contract for season 2.
No,
He wanted too much money.
No, he had conflicts. He had agreement. He had other contracts already that conflicted. We'll go with that one. And anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Everyone's already consented to the recording, and just again some ground, I guess, just some general rules. Again, we have we're just gonna go off of the same lines and veils that we had in our last one. I'm gonna say, unless something new came up, please feel free to share. Otherwise, we'll stick to those. Again, the other safety measure is just the X card as well. So if anything gets past one of those, or if we don't have a handle on it, just X card us, and we'll work that out. And we'll have a couple of breaks as we go through tonight's session, along with again, open door policy. So if you have to leave, we have lives, it's virtual. We understand that if you have to sneak away for a second. And also if, it's dinner time-ish. So if you need to eat, feel free, eat, drink, whatnot. We're gonna go ahead and get started with really quickly a flashback, unless if anyone else has any questions or anything at this point. We're gonna just proceed. I don't see anyone's hands up, so I'm gonna say that as we can go ahead. So we finished up volume 1 with a lot, and so just kind of as why don't we all kind of take turns really quick and just kind of do a recap of what happened to everyone's character. If you did level up, great, but then also kind of where we were. We'll kind of do a general update too, like how the comic would look or the TV show would look. But if you guys just want to take turns, and if we can start with Alina, right? And I'm pronouncing that right, Alina? Okay, perfect. We'll start with you since you're kind of next to me on my screen.
Okay. I'm Danielle and I'm playing Alina. I forgot our last name, Tanaka. That's right. Alina Tanaka, who goes by Night Fox in her superhero form when she's wearing the mask, her fox mask. And last we left off, we were fighting off the bad guys who had another mask that seemed to interact with both mine and Keiko's. And then in the process of fighting off the Crimson Claws, is the gang, right? And then the bad guy is
The Crimson
the Crimson
Streak.
Streak.
The Tigers, yeah, the Crimson Streak is the rival kind of dojo gang, and then the Tiger's Claw is the main villain that you guys fought in last session.
Who's been really, really difficult and tough to take down. And Alina did her best to try and alert her guidance counselor about it, and discovered at the winter formal after I forget, I think Keiko brought drinks, we got a little tipsy, and because we're juvenile delinquents, and was gonna go try and find her guidance counselor, and then it came out that he wasn't, or actually, so we don't know, but was that a shot to the audience last time?
That was a shock to the audience, yes.
Okay.
The characters do not know yet, except for, well, Drowned Rat may have some new suspicions on not who is the identity of the Tiger's Claw, but the fact that the principal and the administration has some kind of connection to him, or he has some connection to the principal, because and to kind of, again, to recap that the principal came up to Drowned Rat, who was in disguise as another just random student, but not as Kat, that there was some suspicion on, hey, we don't have you on any list. Can you come to the front? And when she went out to the front, that's when the tiger's claw was there, and she vanished in a puff of smoke, as she likes to do. So we'll continue with hers, what she does after that, but that's kind of a general recap too, in case we've just to clear up what happened.
So the shock was learning that the tiger's claw is Mr. Gonzalez, who is
Mr. Gonzalez, yeah,
who is one of one of the few adults that Alina was trying to trust a little bit, as things are a little unstable with her sister, but they kind of worked through some of that, and we trusted each other enough to pull off a really cool twin move once or twice. So yes, that is where things stand with her. And she got to talk a little bit with Drowned Rat about like fighting and secret identities, because we don't know yet. And yeah, so and Alina is trying to constantly pull off hijinks to impress Kat, the yearbook photographer. I'm wearing a hat because it's cold, but it's not, it's constantly, the background is always doing this. So we'll see if it works any better without it. If not, whatever. So okay. But that's what's going on there. So yeah, that's my recap.
We'll go Kat next, and then Keiko.
Yep, so last time on Dragon Ball Z. Oh wait, wrong series. We fought the Tiger's Claw and we beat him as far as he ran away, and we kept the extra mask. At the beginning of the session, the audience had seen the school counselor go into the principal's office and was shown that the mask was glowing. So that was like a little, ooh, audience, look at this, ooh, foreshadowing. And so the fight happened and we won. No one died. It was great. It was close, but it was great. And then the when Reformal happened, Kat showed up in a completely different costume, the Arachno Angel, and thus was able to meet up with the other superheroes that aren't in that our identities are basically open to each other, and then they got caught by the guidance counselor under the bleachers, and oh, who are you? And I gave a fake name, Rebecca something, I think, and then he walked off, and we were dancing, meeting, all that stuff, and then the principal came, and oh, who are you? Blah blah blah. I need to meet with you, or I need to take you aside because you're a strange person. So then she took Kat out from the dance and through a couple halls and around the corner, and then right there is a tiger's claw, and Kat was essentially like, oh shit, and poof, and boo, ran away. And she's got she does have the mask with her too, the bonus mask. So that's, yeah, they'll have to be heading somewhere. And
Yes, we are.
People do not know that yet. Whether her teammates do not know any of this happened yet.
Mhm. All right, Keiko, whenever you're done with that last bite.
Sorry about that. Yeah, recap for Keiko. Keiko was in the last scene of last session in the dance, and she is still up to her BS trying to get the captain of the polo team, Maddox, and she was using some of her superpowers to try to angle him toward her. And so far it's working, but it's all very childish. It's like most of Keiko's problems seem to stem from the fact that she's her own worst enemy. Keiko definitely back on her BS. I think that Keiko, so it has been revealed to all of us that it was Mr. Gonzalez now that is the Tiger's Claw, right? No, we still don't know.
Players,
No,
the
audience
players know,
the
the
audience,
characters
the,
don't.
The audience just,
the audience knows, the players don't. Yep.
I was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mistaken. I thought it had, but it was just such a big shock.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
it was such a big
Yeah,
shock.
and I think, I think that again, to emphasize, I think we're leaving Kat where Kat knows that having been led away by the principal and right to the Tiger's Claw, clearly something's up there, but as far as the actual identity, but then the rest of you guys, you don't know anything.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think the big overarching thing with Keiko has been like the influence that this mask is having over her. And I think we're still, all of us, unclear, including myself, whether this like mask is full on making her bad, or just drawing out the frustration out of her and just enhancing something that's already there, or if just this fountain of power is sort of corrupting Keiko. So I think that's really the big recap there. She's still, her control is still manifesting in her obsession of finding out if Kat is drowned rat or not, but she apologized for that. But I think there's still a little bit left that she still wants to know. And then there's also some frustration starting to brew with James, because James has been wanting to be like her this whole time, but now we have this new player on the scene. Remind me of her name, Michael, our NPC, beloved NPC. Cynthia.
Cynthia,
Yeah,
yep.
Cynthia. So Cynthia now has stolen James's attention, and I think that is starting to wear on Keiko a little bit. So, and I'm being summoned, so I'll be right back. You guys continue.
All right. We will, oh, go ahead.
No, I had an entirely frivolous thing of the. I really was wondering if Keiko and Super Rick or Endgame at the end there, because I know things that Cynthia are eating up, but I don't know. I don't know how far. I don't know how Maddox is gonna pan out. So this is gonna be interesting.
Sorry, I promised my son that I would tell you all that he says hi, and I forgot to say that. And to everyone at home and the internet as a whole, my son says hello to all of you.
The internet says hello back.
Tell him we said hello back.
Yes, hello.
We're gonna throw a fit unless you tell him we say hello.
Yeah. Okay, we will, just because it is open door policy and he's just stepping away for a minute, we're just going to continue playing. And so how we're going to start is just kind of an imagine, I guess, you know, how they do it when it's the season premiere of a new season, and then they do kind of like the recaps of like those short little like 1-2 second, like 10-second clips throughout like the entire season beforehand that led to the finale, and that kind of leaves you where you're off. So that's what we kind of see now. So we see a flash of your guys' face off with the Tiger's Claw. We then pedal back and see some scenes of you guys running into Cynthia at the principal's office, and then the principal the next day holding a broken frame of her and her brother with a photo in it. We then jump back to the fight scene where the Tiger's Claw jumps or flees, and then we're at the dance. There's a kind of a slow thing with the dance and some mean things that Keiko had said, and kind of the tension between her and the water polo guy that she's into. And then we see you guys kind of cheering one another underneath the bleachers, and Kat being requested to go out of to leave because there's a problem with, you know, her identity, and, you know, we don't have you signed in. And then we see then that drowned rat then coming face to face with the Tiger's Claw at the dance, and then disappears. And then it kind of ends with like this long drawn out, the face of like him, the Tiger's Claw revealing his mask to the audience, and you just see this like slow-mo kind of pan into the Tiger's Claw, and he's just kind of looking towards where the smoke was, and just kind of gives this sinister smile. And that's where we pick up. We pick up right at with Kat and where she disappeared to. So Kat, where did you go? Where are you going? What are you feeling? Fill us in.
Where did I go? I didn't prep anything at all because it's essentially an in the moment thing, and I was like, well, it's gonna be as realistic as as it can be. So,
Sounds good.
wouldn't want to go to like the industrial district because that's where he met us, so he might be familiar with that area.
So while you're thinking, Brett, Cisco, just to fill you in, we just went through a recap of what happened basically in the first season, and then ending with the villain unmasking himself to the camera and
That's
giving a
right.
sinister smile as Kat's smoke kind of disseminates in
Oh.
the area as she disappeared. So
Oh, the
we ended
sinister
there,
smile.
and now Kat is sharing where she went and what happened. So
Oh.
She's actually gonna like hmm. Um, okay, so she is going to okay, so she's gonna miss home in her room and quick change into her regular clothes out of her, out of the Halloween costume. And then she's gonna grab some money and she's gonna miss over to the local electronics store, whatever it's gonna call. And she's gonna pick up the some Apple AirTag things, or whatever the equivalent is going to be, and she's going to stick it on the mask. Well, actually, she's going to leave the store and going to head into the city and find a medium tall building, 10, 15 stories, whatever city buildings are. I don't know. I live in South Dakota. What the hell do I know about tall buildings? Like, I don't know, 10, 15 stories, medium building in a city that she will recognize from the other ones. And then she'll go up onto the roof of that and stick one of the tags on the mask and leave it in the bag, and then like shove it under. No, I forgot rats. Duh, idiot. She's going to summon a whole bunch of rat friends, and they're going to squeak on up, and she's going to give them the mask, and they're going to put it, in an air vent, but around the corner where it can't be. And then she is going to go back to the she'll drop the bag back off at her house, and then then she's going to oh no, the dance will probably be over now. So yeah, that's it. Then she's going to stay home and then text everybody what happened. Actually, no, I lied. She's going to text everybody what happened the first time she's at home real quick, and then go do all that other stuff, just so that they know the principle is don't trust that lady.
Mm-hmm. So you guys have, at this point now, you are out on the dance floor having a fun time. And Cisco, you had kind of a run-in with Jessica, which really got heated and really kind of broke Maddox's, kind of perception of you a little bit. He kind of thought that you kind of began thinking that you're someone else based off of what you said something really nasty to Jessica, and he overheard you. And so their dance, so him and Jessica are dancing together. And you guys are kind of there, I don't know, but you feel your phones vibrating.
I'd like to
You guys
remind you
had
that
seen,
I faked some flatulence with my powers
and you
to
went
embarrass
into,
Jessica. And Jessica embarrassedly went away to the bathroom, and I think Maddox and I
Forgot
had
about that.
because that's what teenagers do, right? And I think Maddox and I managed to have a dance. I don't know. Do you guys remember?
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
let's
think you
leave
were
off with
dancing or
you and-
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
like,
leave
was I
it with-
successful?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I was successful. Cool.
So you're dancing with Maddox, Keiko, James, and James isn't to be seen. Cynthia isn't to be seen, but assume that they're like on the dance floor somewhere, maybe. And then Alina, where are you at? Are you dancing with someone? Or are you kind of, what are you up to when you get these text messages from Kat?
And
Or
these
from the Drowned
are
Rat.
relaying that you saw the principal doing what again? Like that.
Basically just telling you what happened.
Okay.
As far as the principal essentially working for / with.
The Tiger's Claw, but you didn't see his mask come off or anything. So
Yeah, I ran away right away, so I didn't see. So we didn't see. So the characters still don't know that part.
got it. Okay. I think that I would like to. I see Keiko is like getting up to like whatever with Maddox, and like Kat is clearly determined something is up. So I think as soon as Kat is like, yeah, don't go by the principal, Lena's like, time for a recon mission, and just heads out while everybody's busy and goes straight to the principal's office. Because does this count as taking foolhardy action without consulting the team?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh. So it sounds like someone removed a condition.
Yes.
I removed the condition too because I ran away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nope. Good. So yeah. So again, if you've been able to mark condition or reverse conditions with this, please do on the character keeper. Awesome. And so Alina, are you gonna go in as are you gonna put on your mask and head in, or are you gonna kind of act more as like a student? How are you gonna approach going on this investigatory mission?
I think that Alina is, I've got the mask on me, but I want to be myself right now. So I've got the mask close enough to me that like tucked so that I could grab it if I need to. But yeah, I'm like, all this is going on. Keika's going, it's clearly like an unbalancing her right now, and heck with all this. Like, I got this mask to stop this stuff from terrorizing my family, and now it is just making things so much worse. So let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that I've got my I think I've got my phone with me too, so hopefully I can like get pictures if I need to. And I guess that I would where's my basic image? I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to stealthily walk, but kind of like just walking along like a student, who's going, taking the long way to the bathroom or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that that's very appropriate and very normal. I mean, of course, there's going to be staff that are going to be roaming the halls, and we'll say you get around them fairly easily. I mean, it's not that difficult to get around, staff, and they're not really that preoccupied with, people going like to random places in the school anyway. And so you make it to the principal's office, and we'll just say when you approach, the door is locked.
And are the curtains drawn on the windows, or is there anything?
And I mean, okay, so it's kind of to visualize what we see here. Let's say that, I'm gonna just kind of take from my own principal's office that, it's kind of it's the door leading into the main administrative office, where there's gonna be more like the principal's office is in there. The I guess the receptionist or the administrative assistant to the principal's there. The vice principal's office is
Okay.
probably in there. The counselor, all of their offices are in kind of housed into this section, but
Like
that
this-
first door is locked.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah. I am going to need to pick that lock for sure. I don't know if this is unleashing. I don't know if this, because I don't know if that's necessarily my superpowers, or if I could, let's see, this is troublemaker. Oh, I guess that's helping a teammate through destructive criminal or rule breaking actions. No,
Are you
that's,
just trying to pick a lock?
I'm just trying to pick the lock.
Okay. I have an idea here, Michael.
Yeah, go for it.
I think since this is her thing, because she's a delinquent, I think she just does it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. So we'll say you pick the lock, you go in, and you make it to the principal's office. And the principal's office, because that front door is locked, they don't bother locking their main offices really. And so the principal's office is just open. It's just actually it's actually held open by one of the door stoppers. So this office isn't even
Okay.
like locked at all or secured in any way, just that front office door.
Okay.
What do you do?
Is the light on?
Everything's off at this point.
Okay. I am. Oh, thanks. I see it now. I'm trying to think if there's something that I have that I can plant in the office to like yeah, I think I skulk up to the office and I try and get some pictures of the office if there's nobody in it, or I'm trying to just like look for something suspicious.
Okay. So maybe you're assessing the situation.
Yeah, probably would be doing that.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and to assess the situation. When you assess the situation, roll plus superior. On a 10 plus, ask 2 of the following questions. On a 7 to 9, ask 1.
Got it. Glad I cleared superior just a second ago. Ooh, okay, that's an 8.
All right. So ask 1, okay, hold on. I gotta change screens on this one because that top screen is not helping me. All right. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? And how could we end this quickly?
And
again, if there's a question that maybe connects to that but fits our situation more, I think that there's some freedom in that to ask a question that is relevant since we're not in a fight.
Is what here can I use to be leverage on the principal? if like she's working with the tiger's claw. Is there something here that I can either, whether that's like, is there something here that I can
Mhm.
put something on or like mess up, or like, or is there something here I can take that then I can be like, well, if you want this back, then you have to work with us or something?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So while you're kind of taking pictures and you go around the desk, you see, and you know, you're kind of into some, you know, nefarious things. You kind of think like a villain would maybe, and you're kind of suspicious of the principal now. And going into her office, you're behind the desk and you see that the second drawer just seems like like the drawer itself just seems bigger than what it is. Like every other drawer is like the exact same size, but then the second drawer on the left hand side just seems like a double drawer, and when you open it, it seems like it's smaller. Like it seems like it's the inside, like because you go through all of them, you know. At least I'm expecting you would, like you would go through the, if I can just say that,
Yeah.
of your character and assume. And when you open up that bottom drawer on the left hand side, it's a double drawer, but it's still the same depth as the regular drawers, and you just seem that as very odd. And so you notice, you kind of feel around, and you do feel like something kind of shift in the bottom of the drawer itself, of what's the piece of wood there, and it shifts. So you lift it up and you see a second kind of a hidden compartment underneath, which would be the second drawer, and that's a cell phone that, if we remember back in the other snapshots of when the tiger claw had called her, that's the cell phone that the audience had seen. You don't know that, but you just see this random cell phone hidden, so you kind of are like, you're kind of suspicious on that.
Yeah.
And so you go ahead and do whatever you will with that.
Yeah. I think that, yeah, I'm just gonna, if it's a burner phone, can it be tracked? If I just take it, is it gonna like track us? Should I see if I can use my psychic weapons to just mess with it? No. I'm gonna take the phone. I'm gonna totally.
Is it
Okay.
a flip phone or is it a smartphone?
Yeah, it's a well, Kat or Alina, you're looking right at it. Why don't you share with us what kind of phone is it?
I think that it definitely is like a flip phone. It definitely, or it's either, it could just be one of those Nokia bricks. but I think, yeah, I like that those.
This is Halcyon. Come on.
Yeah, it tells it. It's kind of got it's one of those old candy bar style. And I'm like, what?
Because yeah, you should be able to just totally poke around in that without even leaving the office if you don't want to. And that shit's not unlocked. It's an old phone.
True.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So while
is it a
you're
razor?
so what it
Is it a razor?
No, it's an
Is-
LG chocolate.
Is it 2005? Oh, LG chocolate. Dang. Ironically, also my nickname when I was in jail. Proceed.
okay. So
Look how
Alina,
disgusted
what do you do?
tone.
What do you end up doing with the phone?
I I definitely want to open it up, quick look at the contacts, see how many contacts there are.
Mhm. Yep, and I would just say, I mean, because I mean, there's no real lock. I mean, it was hidden. There was, and it's an old phone, so there's not like the password protection like we'd have now. You see the same number calling, and it's the only number, and they're only incoming calls. There are no outgoing calls from
Okay.
this phone,
Are there any
and it's the
texts?
same. No text. No.
Okay. No one's bothering with T9 in this day and age.
No.
Okay. All right. I take out my phone. I take a picture of the number on the
Okay.
screen, and then I put the phone
Mhm.
back and I
Okay,
close it up and shut the door. Yeah. But I take
and shut
I
the
take a
door. Okay.
picture where it's clearly the phone. You see
Yep.
the drawer
Yep.
with the thing open behind it,
hmm
but I can read the
Yep.
screen, so okay.
Yep. Perfect. And what door are you shutting?
That I'm shutting the drawer
Oh,
with
the drawer. Gotcha. Okay.
yeah,
And you
I'm
putting everything back.
putting
All
it
right.
back in the
As
hand.
you're putting things back, you see a light kind of because the office door has a view of the entire front plus the outside hallway that's in front, and you start seeing a light flash like someone's walking down that hallway. What do you do?
Somebody's walking down that hallway. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like the hallway in front, like going
In front of the
into-
main office. Yep. Just so you have the receptionist office desk space with all the other offices next to it. And then that's all surrounded with a wall and the door. And so outside where the main hallway is of the school, where school children would be, students would be
Okay.
walking to and from classes. Someone is walking down the hall to kind of probably do a perimeter sweep
Yeah.
of that hallway.
I think I'm just gonna hit the deck where I'm at after I close the drawer and just like down so I'm under any windows of any kind.
Oh, so you go, you duck.
I just like kind of crouch. I get on low on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you hear someone start walking, you hear someone unlock well, I should say try to unlock, but realize it's already open because you picked the lock open, right? And they just open it up then and come in, and you just hear someone walking in and walking around the office. And are you doing anything in the meantime? Or are you just kind of like frozen? How are you reacting?
I am going to my freak is for some reason so bad right now, but I would like to with one hand like reach in to hold the mask, and with my other hand I would like to illusion like the sound of a garbage can falling over in the hallway or like or like make like illusion a noise like right outside.
Okay. And I would say, because again, because you're in high school, because the garbage can is not only not in the room you're in, and not only in the room that is next to it, but even further out than that. And it's somewhat panicking that you're being startled like this. I'm gonna say that you're gonna unleash your powers on that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so when you unleash your powers, oh my gosh, I cannot see this. How do I zoom into a document, you guys? Or how do I zoom into how do I zoom on a computer?
I have to do a
Okay, on a laptop where there's keys, isn't it like command then like positive
Plus?
or something?
I
Yeah.
think
If you're running it out of a browser, just do Control Plus a few times.
Yeah.
Control plus. There we go. Thank you. That's what I needed. I don't have 20/20 vision, apparently. All right, so unleash your powers. When you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses, roll freak. And on a hit, you do it. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Let's hope that this goes well. Oh my gosh, I got a 10 minus a 1. That's still a 9. Yeah.
All right. So it is, all right. So it's a 9.
Yeah.
All right. So this is, again, I mean, obviously it's a very temporary, it's just this one sound and that's it. And it definitely gets the person's attention. I'll say that, it wasn't like the most forceful push in the world, like where, you could almost not hear it, but the person did hear it, and they go out into the hall and walk away into the direction of the sound. What do you do?
I am rolling out. I am. Is there any other way out besides the door?
I mean, there are windows now newly installed from the last time you guys battled in there, and things got broken. That got everything looks brand new again. I mean, these people in Halcyon, they're really good at repairing things.
Dang, our school has a budget.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm a little worried that they might be like alarmed or something now. So
Ooh,
I am going
okay.
to do my best to kind of roll out of the office, leave the door as it was, and then kind of quick slip out. And if they left the door open, I will leave it open. And if they close
Yep, it's wide open.
it is, then I'm just gonna
It's
like
wide open. Yep.
leave it like that, sneak out the side
Okay.
and go opposite down the hallway. Trying to, and like I she wants to get to the point in her martial arts where she can just like flip up and kind of like crawl around on the ceiling, but she's not there yet. So I am going to just sneak out and try and walk quickly away and just look like I'm in the hallway.
Okay. And Francisco, just a random question out of character here. Can you just state either heads or tails for me, please?
Just ask Google.
Huh?
Google, flip a coin.
Yes.
Google said tails.
Tails. All right. So as you're walking back to the dance, you walk into Mr. Gonzalez. And you just kind of bump, like as you're walking, you bump into each other, or not like bump into each other, but like you meet up, like you're kind of going around the corner and you kind of are hurrying and he's like right there. What do you do?
I know that I wanted Alina to find him that session last time, but she didn't get a chance to, and I'm trying to remember what she wanted to tell him besides like especially because he chided us earlier, right, about like guys stop acting up and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see him and I'm just like, Mr. Gonzalez, oh my gosh, sorry, was just using the bathroom, things are fine, things are weird. Remember like when we talked earlier, like if anything, if we run into any trouble, we can tell you anything, right?
Of course you can, yes. Miss Tanaka, I'm sorry, but you're kind of going to, and I understand what you want to tell me seems important, but the bathroom is like by the gym. You're kind of on a roundabout way to get here. Is everything okay?
Yeah, well, I was using the bathroom and like Keiko was like on her BS about like Maddox again. So like I just had to like take a lap, because otherwise I'm just, I don't know. Because if I stay there, then I'm gonna pull her out, and I don't know. And like Jessica ran out, so like I've just been like wandering around. But
well, good for you. I applaud you on using your self. He says some kind of cheesy kind of thing, like self-coping mechanism, that you guys had been working on. And yeah, well, I applaud you on that. What seems to be on your mind?
Oh gosh, I think I just want to say, I think she looks slightly bashful, but pleased that like I am using my coping mechanisms. Oh geez, somebody noticed. Like oh gosh, like I
even though it was a lie.
I know, I was like, oh my gosh, I would have been. And I think she's like, so my parents dojo, and you know that like there's all this stuff with artifacts going on. I think that there's somebody really, I think somebody has a really powerful one and they're misusing it.
Who?
I think she's just like, I don't know.
And
I don't know. They wear a mask.
okay. Okay. Um, and he pauses for a second, just kind of like his initial reaction was like really quick, like who? You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit quick, but at the same time, so he kind of like takes a breath and okay, well, I mean,
Do you know
have you
anything about?
reported this to anyone else or
No, because
no?
I
Mhm.
don't know. Like, remember when I told you that all the adults are up to something? Like this is all the
Mhm.
adults.
All the
And like,
adults.
I don't know who else
I'm
is believe me if I'm talking about artifacts, but like you know that like there's some sus stuff going on. And I
I
think
recall her
I think I asked him like, do you know anything about the artifacts?
I'm not I unfortunately Alina, I don't know what artifacts you're referring to. I remember that um I recall being, you know, watching the news recently and hearing about the archaeologists getting taken down by the new hero group that formed up, it seemed like. And I think if I heard right, it was, you know, that's what they were after was some kind of relic, but I'm not familiar. What tell me more about these relics. What I mean, what are they? I have like, you know, like he really he's giving off the impression that like he doesn't know. Like he's like, tell me
Okay.
more. Like kind of giving that the counselor kind of like that
Yeah.
interesting. Tell me more, you know.
I think that she
So he's not looking eager yet. He's still keeping
He's
yeah.
the
he's still
facade.
kind of keeping his facade, yeah.
So
Mhm.
there's nothing that would ping Alina to be like anything like this is all perfectly normal seeming to her. I think that
Yeah.
she does feel
Yeah.
bad about
Mhm.
talking about the relic. She's like, you know, it's like it's like this mystical stuff, but I don't know how many there are or what kind. I just know that there are some masks, and whoever wears them gets tapped into some powers. I don't know if it's an ancient spirit or what, but I've seen them used, and like you gotta believe me that like it's like that's really real, like that's true. But
Elena, I believe you.
okay. And there's a
Sorry, I can't help laughing. So I'm like,
I'm like, oh, these are such powerful words for
I
teenagers.
know.
Dang it.
Is he shifting? Is he shifting your labels? No. What was the last thing he said?
He just
Just said
said,
he
I believe in.
believed
I
me.
believe you. I
Um,
believe you.
Dang,
and she's like,
that is
I think
some deep stuff.
it involves the principal.
Ooh.
I just heard that she was working with whoever is using these relics.
So she has a mask?
I don't know. I know she was talking with the guy in the mask. I think
Guy in the mask.
that they communicate.
Okay, I mean, do you have okay, I guess what can I do to help? What do you need from me?
Can you just like keep an eye on her or like let us know if there's anything weird going on? He threatened Cynthia's parents. We barely got them out okay today. And then he threatened our
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Like he's like, I'm sorry, you went from maybe knowing about these masks and relics too. I'm sorry. I think we need to call Alina. We need to call the authorities.
We, I don't know. I don't have any proof of this guy. I would, but I don't. We can't do it. And like, listen. And she's like, you don't know. Like, this is like old school stuff. Like, these people, it's the kind of thing that like happens in the middle of the night and things happen and then nothing is ever followed up on.
And he kind of like breathes, like he kind of, because you know, the council, you know, the counselor in him sees it time
know.
and time again. Where, mhm,
That's
yeah.
why I wanted to know if you were like a mandated reporter or something.
I mean, I am a mandated reporter.
But nothing is there. Like, there's
Alina-
nothing to report so far.
Alina, is anyone in danger right now?
Is anyone in danger right now? Are our parents currently threatened? I can't remember.
No.
Okay.
Out of character, no.
Okay.
Well,
that-
but I don't know if Alina, would perceive it that way because Cynthia's
Mm.
parents were threatened, right?
Yeah.
But your parents were threatened too because he sent a picture of the dojo.
Yeah, I mean, all of your guys' parents have been threatened.
Well, not
So-
mine, because he doesn't.
And
Yeah,
and
right.
it was
Yeah.
threatened unless we does he want us to give him our masks, or it was just we had the mask and he
He
wanted
wants
it?
his mask back.
Yeah.
He wants his
and
mask.
he got it, right? Or do we still have it in a bag?
No, Cat has it. The mice, the rats took it and put it in a
Oh.
vent on that mid-sized 15-story building that he clearly that she recognized very well.
And it's Apple AirTag just in case.
15 stories, 140-foot red brick building.
Beautiful. I was like, I don't know. We've got something I think that he wants. But I don't know. I don't know how much of it is bluffing.
Okay. Sorry, this is a lot for me to take in, so I'm just gonna repeat everything to make sure I understand what
Alina's
you're
just
saying.
like,
So
it's a lot. It's a lot for
right,
me.
yeah. So some guy has a relic mask and is after or is looking for a relic mask, and he threatened someone's parents, or you saved someone's parents recently, it sounds like. And you also think that the principal is involved.
Yeah.
Alina, how are you in? Okay. How did you stop him then?
Well, Keiko and I are pretty good at martial arts, turns out. So, but like barely. I'm
Well, I'm
sorry.
glad
this
you're
is-
not hurt.
I'm
You know.
I'm sorry. This is a lot. Like, I know. Like, I'm new to this. Like, I don't know.
Okay,
Because people do
Alina,
know that we're superhero.
Alina.
Yeah. Do
I don't
people?
think so.
Okay, so people don't.
That's
know
my
that.
impression.
Okay, yeah. Got it.
So Alina, okay. We've been seeing each other for a while. And some of the things that you've told me have been very serious and very different than what our usual sessions are. So as your counselor, as a faculty member here at the school, if you suspect an administrator is up to something that is not ethical or is not appropriate, you need to go to the authorities. As someone who cares about you, you really need to be careful from what it sounds like. And you may want to just do what he says and or get someone else involved. I don't know what you want me to tell you on that. I just don't want to see you or anyone else get hurt. So I will, at this point, I will let you choose what you want to do. I have faith. I mean, I know I can always count on you for making good decisions now since we've been working together. And I know you're going to do the right one here, but just know that you need to do something about this. This can't be ignored. Again, either your choices seem to be either give him what he wants or go to the authorities, because I don't want to see you getting involved or getting hurt. Do you understand?
Yeah, is there some way that I can let you know the next time that we see him? Like maybe if you see him when we're there, that then you can like get information or something?
So when you come across him, you're gonna like be like, "Hi, Mr. Gonzalez."
I don't know, like we had to set up a meeting place last time, so maybe I just let you know that we're meeting up at a certain place.
Oh, I mean, Alina,
I just trust you more, Renee. I just trust you more than some random police officer who's like armed and whatever.
yeah, and again, the way, I mean, I believe you, I do. What you're telling me though, if you go to the authorities now, they're not going to believe you. I don't feel like you have evidence pointing to anything more than suspicion. Yes, you can contact me. How do you recommend us, what information, how do you want to send me information?
Is it gonna like break a bajillion laws if I get your cell phone number?
From what it sounds like, you've already broken enough, Alina. I don't think me giving you my phone number is going to amount to much more.
This dude is
Fine.
a butthole, man.
And he ends up giving you, he'll like repeat his phone number for you.
Congratulations, Michael. You've created the worst best villain of all time. This dude
He
is
is
a
just the worst.
dirtbag. He's the worst.
He's the worst. Yes. So got Mr. Oh yeah, you did.
That's
So then after that happens, he's just gonna say, Alina, please go back to the dance. Please try to have a good time. And I do not want to see you under any more bleachers or in the halls again. Do I make myself clear?
Okay, all right, Mr. Gonzalez. I'll try and go do the stupid funky chicken or whatever. Thank
Have
you.
fun doing the stupid funky chicken. And then he'll just stay there as you walk away. And he'll
He's watching
walk
her walk
into his
away.
well, well, because yeah, a student was kind of like in the middle of nowhere. I mean, let's be real here. And
Yeah.
he's a villain, DL. You round the corner, you go away. And where do you go from there?
I make a beeline for if I can see anybody in the dance, because I want to let them know that I have proof about the principal, and that also like I told Mr. Gonzalez some stuff. So like it's okay, guys. I let him know, and I'm gonna, if we can rope him in on this, that would be great.
Mm-hmm. All you find is Keiko. That's all you find. And Kat, I presume you guys are just kind of getting together via texting.
Actually, right?
So yeah, I do want to ping the
Actually.
text that Kat sent and just be like, got a picture. Turns out principal has a burner phone. Talking with Claw, I assume, and then just like update them ran into Mr. Gonzalez might loop him in.
Okay. It sounded like Keiko had something to say.
Keiko would like to set up a scene where all this has been going on.
Okay, go for it.
I would like a montage, please. Maestro, music.
Absolutely.
I think that here's what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna narrate and then you stop me when I've gone too far past your ideas, Michael. So I think that Jessica comes back from the bathroom and like I have been oblivious to the fact that Maddox was just sort of like dancing with me out of like awkward politeness, you know? And like he comes and it's like very clear that Maddox is like, oh my God, Jessica, you came and saved me, right? And I think Keiko, did you say that my phone went off like when
Your phone's been blowing up.
it's been blowing up? Well, I've been
Like,
too busy with
I
Maddox
feel like
anyway.
Kat's been texting you, and now Alina has been sending texts back now. So I mean, your phone has been.
Oh, I think it goes off
I would
again.
imagine.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
off again, and it's
Mhm.
like whatever nickname I have for Alina, I'm gonna have to like come up with something that sisters would
Like
call each other.
something really stupid based
Stupid
on
and
Night
petty, like
Fox. Like I
like
don't know.
like Harry
Yeah.
Underpits or something.
It's
Like you
to
started
be-
shaving before I did, and now I just call you Harry Underpits. on my
or
phone.
like instead of Night Fox, just
Or
be
just
like
Harry.
Night Fart or something.
Oh,
like
Night Fart
that.
is so good.
Fart.
Yeah, she's Night Fart on my phone, and
I
and
hate
it's
you so much.
and it's a picture of my phone through like through a Snapchat filter where I have like all the emojis like put to a fox, you know? Yeah. And like the eyes are all like this. Yeah. So yeah, Night Fart's going off and I am just like seething, right? And this is the dance at the end of October, right?
Mhm.
And so this is
Friday
the
night.
dance right before the Mayor's Cup, which is where our school plays every year against like the nearest school, our rival. Michael, can I pull the table on what the mascot of that school is?
Go for it.
Okay, who wants to
You
tell
know
me the
what our
mascot of our rival
mascot is?
school? Huh?
We know what our mascot is?
I was gonna say, what's our mascot?
I want to pitch that we're the Pied Pipers. So we keep the rat theme going. And then yeah, I pitched
Oh
that
my
we're the Pied
gosh.
Pipers.
That would
Then
lead
again,
to
that
the-
would fit too, because you're kind of the school system is kind of in the ratty part of town, the kind of the you know, the
Yeah.
not fancy place. So they kind of
Mhm.
get leaned on as the rats and the Pied Pipers.
I think it would. Here's something really great that I feel like this is like an inner city school thing. It'd be like we're PS 375, but we're the Pied Pipers not through the school, but like that's what the school. That's what all the students call themselves. And so like the students make their own signs and they make their own t-shirts. Like we don't have official school logo. And you know, we had said that we are rivals with like the uppity part of town, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, what's their mascot?
Some kind of cat.
Oh, they'll be like the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Cool. They'll be the Wildcats.
in the house.
That's awesome. I think maybe like back in the history of the school, like they started calling us that, and now we've like embraced it, which I think is super awesome.
In my mind, like our mascot is just the lamest, creepiest, like whoever gets pushed into like this weird 1700s like suit and has to dance around in like pantaloons, like breeches, and like has like a pipe. And people, I can't imagine a symbol more designed for high schoolers to absolutely go off on. I'm like, there are
That the
too
Pied
many
Pipers?
directions. Yeah, he's holding a phallic symbol just to start with. Like, that's where we start.
Just to start, yeah. Oh, I love it. It's so juvenile. I love it. So yeah, it says like, you know, I see a banner that says like go Pied Pipers, you know. And that is when Keiko decides that she's going to take her anger out on something. And so I think while Alina has been having her after school drama moment, we just see like Keiko like leaving the gym and like slamming the door, but it's like incredibly loud, like everyone hears it, and she runs off, and like then we get a shot of like the camera still, and then Keiko is just like moving forward toward the camera as she's like unzipping and like changing into her costume. And then like we keep getting cuts of like Alina and Keiko going back and forth, you know, like
I'm
on
going to
camera.
the dance.
No,
you're
no,
going
no. Like
away.
while you've been
You're
talking
doing your
to,
principal office thing.
yeah, while you've been talking to the
Mhm.
counselor, I'm off and like sneaking on the rivals high school, and I am like breaking their like wildcat statue or something. They have that like in front of their school or something. Yeah. And I'm full blown in my suit, and I'm just like causing public property or, you know, damage or
Go
whatever.
nuts.
Yeah, I'm just going nuts. And Michael, you can make this as
Okay.
bad as you want. Maybe I got caught on camera. Maybe I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to do, but I'm a clear condition with
Yep.
that, if that's cool with you.
Okay. Yep.
And
Clear
all the
condition.
while, Sarah McLachlan, or what's her name? Meredith Brooks, BITCH, is playing in the background, but it's like some sort of like what do you call it when you mix two songs together? Mashup. It's a mashup of
Mashup.
like
Okay.
Meredith Brooks and like some Sarah McLachlan song, maybe, while Alina is talking to is talking to her counselor. It like switches back and forth between the two. Or
Okay.
even better, it's like a super slow, melancholic, like acoustic version of that
Is it
song.
a real messed up Gen Z acoustic version?
Yeah,
of,
I like that. I like
Sarah
that.
McLachlan.
Yeah, no,
song?
it's bitch by Meredith Brooks, but it's sad and acoustic, right? Yeah, it's
like
totally
the
that.
it's like the teenage the Nirvana song that they did for the Black Widow opening.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
that. It sounds that sad. Yeah, but maybe we even see like maybe even me like showing powers that I've never manifested before, because like the mask is taken over. Maybe I don't know how. I think maybe
Okay.
yeah. I don't know. We'll deal with the details later. That's my thing.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are just everywhere, not together at all. It's a Friday night. Alina, you go back into the gym. Everyone's gone. You don't know where anyone is. And basically it's like that the rest of the night. Like no, I mean, besides you and Kat maybe are talking to one another, but otherwise you guys aren't really connected. You don't know where James and Cynthia went off to. Who knows? And anyway,
Yeah, I'm definitely
so
on our
now we
chat,
find
like,
ourselves
no James and Cynthia, eyeballs. That's
right. Yeah, no
You
response,
guys.
nothing. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna take a quick 5-minute bio break, get a refill, whatever.
Can we make it?
Be
Can
back
we make
at,
it 10? I actually
we'll
might
make
need
it
a little
10.
bit
Yep.
more.
Be
Okay.
back. We'll make it 11. We'll say 9:40 Central Time.
Yeah.
So you'll get 11-minute break, you guys, and we'll be back.
okay.
So I don't know if you need to pause recording or not at this point.
Yeah, I'll
but-
pause recording.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Yes. Welcome back, everyone.
You guys,
so we
Michael
are
loves
gonna
High School Musical.
Don't worry, you
We're
can
gonna
edit
take
that
off
out.
of.
I'll
We're
edit that out.
going to. I'm gonna call to order right now and use my GM powers to move the story along from that.
Permanent
the
disadvantage for
following-
Keiko for the next week.
What?
I said permanent disadvantage to Keiko for the next week.
Yes, you will have you are definitely gonna be in some deep trouble. All right, the following Monday. So our dance was on Friday. All of our things that we just did was on Friday. The following Monday, we find ourselves in the winter formal planning committee after school in a math classroom. Mr. Gonzalez is sitting at the teacher's chair and desk, busy reviewing paperwork. Desks have been kind of moved around. This is just kind of a generic math classroom in high school. The desks have been moved around and an inspiration board has been posted on the whiteboard. Alina and Keiko, you guys are in the committee as well. You guys are sitting together. And Alina, I don't know how you got roped into this, but you sure did. And you guys have saved an empty seat, which was for James, but you hadn't run into him all day. And Kat, you're actually there too. You're sitting just kind of a few chairs away because they don't know that Kat is Drowned Rat yet. So you're sitting a few friends away with your friends, Benjamin and Jake. Cynthia walks in and she takes the empty seat that Elena and Keiko saved for James. And she comes up to you guys and she says, have you guys seen James? We were supposed to meet this weekend because remember they kind of they're going to go on a date. Never showed for his date. He was a total no-show and I haven't seen him all day at school. And as James, or as Cynthia mentions James, we just kind of see a small little pan. No one notices this, but Mr. Gonzalez just kind of like, he's like working and he just kind of eyes up at the site, at the name of James. And having heard the mention. And so then Cynthia's like, well, have you seen him at all?
Which group? Which group? The
This is to Alina and Keiko.
Okay.
Since Kat, you're not known yet. So,
It's okay. Alina
but maybe you
has-
hear James being overheard and you're like kind of
Perfect.
listening in.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, Alina's feet are on the table in a way that there's another monitor blocking the view of them from where Mr. Gonzalez is sitting. And she's been trying to dedicatedly shoot rubber bands over to the back of Kat's chair because she is still trying to get the vaunted photo editor's attention. But like she kind of misses in that last one. She looks up at Cynthia. She's like, we thought he'd been hanging out with you. And like, we'll check the chat to see, like, has he read our group chat stuff?
Yeah, and there is nothing. James has not looked at his phone, has not looked at a message from you guys since the dance. Like, I mean, even when you go up to when Kat had sent the message out, he hadn't even read those messages at all.
How long has it been since the Halloween dance?
Friday.
So it's Monday now?
It's Monday now.
That's Monday now. Okay. No one suspects that I broke the statue? Did I get away clean?
No one's talking about it right now.
Okay. Oof, because I was drinking, I forgot to mention that.
I know, did you just go back to the dance then afterwards?
No, I think I went home and passed out.
Okay. So I just probably saw you after the dance and I'm like, all right, you rager, like you probably can't do that anymore.
I think I probably blacked out and had a conversation with you that I probably don't remember, where I broke down and cried and we had like a moment, but let's say that I don't remember any of it. I just find that really interesting. What do you think?
Okay.
Okay. And I woke up and it was like, I just want to dance. I just want to dance. And it looked like I have been under like I just got my wisdom teeth out and I'm still under anesthesia. Like I'm just saying ridiculous things. And then at some
Yeah.
point I let it all out. And then you're
Okay.
there. And then I think it ends with me being like, bleh, and then passing out. Or maybe
Yeah,
vomiting
I'm
on
like
you.
rubbing your back and like crying. But you tell me then that you did that to the statue?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I tell you about the statue. I tell you about Maddox. I'll reveal probably something else.
Things of equal importance, obviously.
Yeah, I think I'd probably even say that like I might physically hurt Jessica. I've been thinking about it. Which really puts you in a
Okay.
sticky position. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
So no one has seen James.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm just looking at Keiko like, you know anything about this?
I think Keiko's maybe too busy like managing the meeting or running the meeting.
Just then you hear some footsteps that are walking up front. All right, everyone. Glad some of us could bother to show up. It's Jessica Jennings, the queen bee and enemy of Keiko. She actually leads the Winter Formal Committee, not Keiko. And so she is standing up front with Malia Myers, Jessica's BFF and ex-childhood friends of Alina and Keiko. First, I want to thank Mr. Gonzalez for agreeing to be our Winter Formal Planning Committee advisor. Thanks for being here. Mr. Gonzalez
I clap
like,
excitedly.
kinda
I'm
looks
the
up-
only
yeah,
one.
He looks up. He looks up from his papers. Happy to do it. You always make advising these committees fun and easy, and I'm sure you're going to put on a wonderful formal. I'm taking attendance in James. I haven't seen him yet. Anyone seen James this evening? Anyone? No one pipes a word at all. All right, well then, Jessica, go ahead and take it away. Thanks, Mr. Gonzalez. Melina and I have been working on our inspiration board for a while, and after some hiccups with the Halloween ball, and her eyes kind of fall on you, Keiko, as she says that, we have a lot to work to do.
I
A
think
lot
my
of work
jaw's
to do.
gonna drop.
So
It went off perfectly.
Mhm. Well, anyway, 2 hours later into this meeting, the meeting ends. Mr. Gonzalez leaves along with the other students. James never made it to the meeting. Keiko, Alina, and Kat, what do you guys do right now?
I leave with my friend.
Okay.
I look really upset because all the ideas that are leading are stupid. One of like the themes that was pitched for the winter formal was Adele, and somehow it's leading. And it
Adele,
was
the singer?
yeah, Adele, the singer, right? Yeah, and it was pitched by Barry, and Barry loves Adele, and he pitched it, and he was like, it should be Adele, and I'm like, Adele? What about Adele? Just Adele. And then there's a ton of people like going for it, and then someone else pitched oh my gosh, what is this little cartoon game where people backstab each other?
Among Us?
Among Us?
Among Us.
Among Us?
Yes, and Kick was like, Among Us is not even relevant anymore.
Among
that's-
Us and Adele.
Yeah, Among Us and Adele are
For
tied
winter formal.
for the winter formal, and I think Keiko pitched. I think Keiko. Every teenager I played is obsessed with the 90s because I grew up in the 90s. So I think Keiko pitched like 90s movies. So I think maybe she.
My
what's
gosh.
I know it's like a 90s.
Home
Did she propose
Alone.
like
Home Alone.
like Meg Ryan Fall? I know that that's a big thing with the kids now. They're talking about like Meg Ryan Fall for like all the like gorgeous New York City sort of backgrounds and like all these rom-coms.
Oh.
But I do like 90s movies as a theme in general. That sounds like a very Keiko theme.
Yeah.
Home
We're
Alone.
gonna say
Christmas
Jessica was
Story.
very against a 90s theme, but majority end up winning for a 90s theme winter formal. And she wasn't too happy because that theme board was definitely not 90s theme that she had pitched. Like she came full on like patterns, like fabric all ready for this meeting, and it was turned down. So she's not too happy either.
Oh, and
Um,
two things too with Kat during this. On the way out, on the way out the door, she does turn around and holds up her camera at the you two and Cynthia. Smile, you guys. Click. And she's definitely got some really good pictures of Jessica with just this really, big pouty look on her face. And she is definitely going to text some of those to Keiko later under her.
I think
oh boy. Yeah.
I think Alina was so surprised about you suddenly doing that like she overbalances in her chair, and in your picture you just have Alina falling off the chair as Keiko's like cute with Cynthia.
Falling
And
over with a
I-
big shit-eating grin on her face.
That's hilarious.
Alina's just on the floor like, dang it! Dang
Later,
it!
later there will be a social media comment that says, lean. That's great.
I just
At,
got
at
that.
some point, yeah, you like that. At some point, I'm
That was a
gonna
little
try.
delayed.
I'm gonna try to pitch Alina later. Like I can be Joe Pesci and she can be the other guy from Home Alone, and we can get Super or James to be maybe the little kid from Home Alone.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, Macaulay
see.
Culkin because he's so little.
So it sounds like as you guys are leaving, you guys are maybe talking about, oh, I'm gonna dress up as this. Like, would that be something that you two, like Keiko and Alina, would be talking about? And
Mhm.
Kat, you're with your friends, kind of you snap that picture and walk out.
We like Cat, so I think
As
we're gonna
you
try to
guys-
rope in Cat also. Like Cat, would you be like a can of paint? Like I think we're trying to rope in Cat into the group costume somehow. Or Alina is, or Keiko is anyway. But anywho, go ahead,
Okay.
Michael. Sorry.
So you guys are walking out and Cynthia is with you as well. And all of a sudden, Cynthia stops, her phone rings, the whole do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And she's like, guys, and she just immediately goes white, and it's the same number that popped up from that pool scene, remember when he had called? And she holds it out, and Keiko or Alina, you recognize that number immediately from someone else's cell phone. You're
Oh,
like,
great.
that number looks familiar. And you
I'm
got,
like,
or I
okay.
guess you guys are like, what do I do?
Well, you have to answer it, right? I mean, I it doesn't pay to disguise our voices because he knows who he's calling.
Right.
So
Okay, I'll answer it. Hello. And just an ominous voice on the other side of, and it's who you guys are familiar with, the Tiger's Claw. You want to see your friend James again? You're going to be at this address that I'm texting you. Bring the mask and no funny business. And then just click. What, and I'm gonna ask, even though Kat, you're not in this, but I guess Brett, I'm gonna just ask you just to kind of involve you as well in this. Where did the Tiger's Claw send? What area is he asking you guys to meet at? I'm just kind of asking out of character, more so to get the location.
Well, we kicked his butt in the industrial district already. There's a section of town nearby with a with an older motel. It's pretty run down. No one really goes there. Even the meth heads and stuff, they don't go down there. They don't even go down there. Everyone wonders how it's still in business. But there's not really any action or anything in the motel or even like in the back alley. So he wants to meet behind that motel
Okay,
because it's
sounds good.
there isn't anybody there.
And it seems like he means business, like you're going there now, like I'm gonna meet you there immediately. And I just, as a side point, I forgot, since we opened session, to add a team to the team point count. So just, we'll start there. So what do you guys do at this point? Kat has no idea what's going on in the moment. Alina, Keiko, and Cynthia are together. That just got the message and the text that says old, or whatever the name of the motel. If someone wants to pitch a name, that's fine. It's very recognizable, like just by name, super recognizable. And we,
Gambit.
what do you guys want to do? Where do you go? What do you do with that information?
Lowell's is the name of the motel.
LOLs, LOLs.
Lowell's. No, LOWLLE. Lowell. How do you spell Lowell? No, ELL. LOWELL. Apostrophe S.
Spell that one more time.
The name Lowell is LOWELL, but it's
LOLs.
Oh,
Okay.
Lowell's, like a man named Lowell
Lowell's.
owns it.
Deep behind the
Motel.
walls.
Lowell.
Uh-huh.
Lowell's Motel.
And like people
Very
like spray,
sinister and very dingy location.
and people like spray paint the ELL apostrophe S to where it just says low, and then the owner just goes out there and cleans the spray
Aw.
paint all the time. Yeah.
Mm. All right. So what are you guys gonna do?
So we're already headed there.
You're walking out of school. Like you were kind of just walking out of school at this point. When you got
Okay.
that message,
Does
everyone is
anybody-
kind of dispersed. No one's around anymore.
Does anybody need to clear condition? I forget, or did you already clear yours, Kat?
I still need to break something.
Okay, so I think actually, wait, are we seeing you as drowned rat?
Right now, Kat isn't involved in, from what I can tell, because she went off
Okay.
with her two friends. She doesn't know what's going on.
Okay,
Yeah, you
we're-
guys
so
haven't.
I think we'll update the group chat, and then I think Alina would like to text Kat specifically and be like, hey, thanks so much for having our back with your rats and just being there. Or text drown rat, like what I know of drowned rats, you know, number. You know, this is kind of scary, but you've been really key in helping us. Let me know if you need any backup today specifically. And I think I'd like to roll a comfort and support for
Go for it.
What am I using all this mundane
So
for?
on
Hey,
comfort or support, when you comfort or support someone, roll mundane. If they hit, they hear you. They mark a potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. On a 10 plus, you can also add a team to the pool or a clear condition of yourself.
ooh, well, I got an 8, so
Yay! On a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or wait, no, that was unleash your powers, my bad. On a 10 plus, okay, so on a hit, which this is, they hear you, they mark a potential, clear condition, or shift labels.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
they open up to you.
So
So
I
how
don't-
do you respond, Kat? Or drown rat, I should say.
She'll text back and she'll say thanks. It's some people seem to be wigged out by rats, but it's nice to have found a group of people that are accepting of my powers and abilities, and I think we make a great team.
okay, awesome. I think you get back like a gif of like a cartoon rat with like doing little dance, like some sort of like a series of like a few gifs in a row of like cartoon rats or like rats with little heart bubbles on their faces, etc.
And the little thought bubble above Cat's head. Oh, thank God she didn't send Chuck E. Cheese. And you just get back a heart emoji.
Okay, awesome.
Aw. All right, so everyone is informed of what's going on. What is the plan? Are you guys going to go and meet at the Lowell's Motel with the mask, or what, are you gonna listen? What are you gonna do?
I think casing the joint would probably be smart first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody with 3 superiors should do that. It turns out I didn't realize also I should have had a -2 to my assess, Michael. I didn't realize that guilty pinged that because it's not the stat that does that. So sometimes I get those backwards. So I apologize to if we need
That's
to.
okay.
If you want to give me like a -1 to thing later, then that works.
Okay.
I could do it, but fictionally, if we let Drowned Rat do it, we'll be able to fictionally get more info because will be able to do it from the inside of Lowell's. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Lowell's has rats. And so it's gonna be
You'd
easy
be
to
right.
yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's gonna be easy to stick a
Oh,
rat in
yeah.
there. So is there, and then maybe we can use maybe we can use a team from the team pool. Is this a time where we can do our team pool, Michael, since we're casing to join as a group?
Let, is it when you're casing or when you actually go against a formidable opponent?
I mean, we're
When
going
you
against a
start
formidable opponent. I mean, I guess it's up to you to decide when we start
Have
going
you-
against them, but
I would say that right now, if you guys are just casing the joint, you haven't confronted
okay.
anyone yet. You're just
we do
going
have
to
a po-
observe.
We do
Yeah.
have 1 point in there, so we could use that 1 point.
You have
to
1
bump
point in
up.
there already. Yep. Mhm.
Okay, cool. So I think maybe Keiko is on top of a building like a cross, and I'm maybe like I have him on speaker with Drowned Rat, and I'm like, I see, I see I don't know what's a name, what good name for a rat.
You're like, you're on speaker with Drowned Rat as she's literally like sitting next to you, just going through the rats. She's just like, I'm right here. Cool. I mean, spy stuff is cool, but you can just talk to me right now.
And to clarify, do you guys have the mask right now?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
I have my mask.
Well, I know that Keiko and Alina, you have your own mask. Drowned Rat, did you get the mask?
did we bring the mask?
Because James's life depends on this, and he said if you want to see your friend James again, you'll be at the Lulz Motel and bring the mask. No funny business.
I have an idea. I vote that we totally have funny business. And
Keiko's like, I we get everybody killed.
I think that we should have a group of rats on standby to carry the mask to us if we absolutely need to. So it's a sort of thing that we don't have them on our person, but we have access to it if we need to. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like if it comes down to James dying and he has a knife to his throat, then Cat can be like, okay. And then like rats just go and they bring the mask,
Where's the mask? It's close.
That.
All right.
Okay. All right.
So I want to
You
be in a
have
position to, sorry, go ahead.
You have half our delinquent powers, so they better work.
I think I'm
All right. So
putting myself in a situation where I can assist Drowned Rat, but I think Drowned Rat should send some rats in there and do some reconnaissance from the inside.
oh, okay. Well, while you're going in, while the rats are going in, you guys are, and as you're just doing a visual scan, you guys see a group of the Crimson Streak hanging out in the parking lot. There's 3-4 of them, and then just kind of another, like, because they all have kind of the same kind of giddy up wardrobe thing, but then you do see a 4th individual that just looks off, like he's not part of their group, like he's just like there.
Is it an adult?
So you can't tell at this
Okay.
point from what you've observed.
And it's nobody that like we recognize or anything.
From where you are, no, you can't recognize who the individual is from so far away.
Hmm. Uh, hmm, okay. I say we wait to let him go in there and then we let Kat maybe roll assess the situation
Okay,
using her rat powers. Maybe once they start talking, maybe
Alright.
we'll hear some juicy stuff.
okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and assess the situation then?
Alright. Hey, I didn't even need to use a team pool. 9 and I have +1 superior.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So on a situation, all right, you guys can roll, or I'm sorry, you can ask two. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the greatest? Who here is the greatest danger? Or what here is in the greatest danger? Who here is the most vulnerable to me? And how could we best end this quickly?
I'd say most vulnerable and quickly.
Okay, the most vulnerable here, I would say, would be any pedestrians that are in the general vicinity of the outside of the motel. There's maybe some people like kind of, there's guests coming and going. I mean, they're still in business, even though it's a really shady place and really like not even meth heads go to like do their business there, but they still have business, or so it would seem, because you know, how are they still in business with this kind of shady stuff going on?
I
How
definitely
to end
leave that
this
open
quickly?
too.
Yeah. How you could end this quickly would be to give up the mask to who you're to them, or to the tiger's claw and whatever instructions await if anything comes in. And at this point, then you guys get a text, and Cynthia's there, and it
Yes,
says,
A heart.
give the mask to the Crimson Streak out front.
I think Alina pauses and looks at you guys and is like, should we just do it? Like, can we tag the mask or something, Keiko? Or like,
I think we can
and she has
do
her
it.
phone out because she's like, I can call Mr. Gonzalez or text him, like maybe he can see us with it and get a glimpse of the tiger's claw or something.
Alina, you know we can't trust adults.
He believed me when I talked about the relics and like didn't make me go to the police or anything.
I'm trying to think out of character if that would set off any. I think Keiko's probably not wise enough to be like, that sounds a little sus.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
Kat think that was suspicious?
I was actually just thinking that. I was actually literally just thinking that. It's because actually, you know what? Yeah, because she's more on the mundane side of things. So she'll, well, but so what did you tell him exactly? Like people were in danger or what?
Yeah, like I relate what I told him, that I was like, well, there were people in danger, but there wasn't anybody at the minute. But like I was talking about like magic relics, and like gesticulates at her and Keiko.
But if you told him that people are in danger, but then he said he didn't tell you to call the police or anything?
Well, he did for a while, and then when I explained like the nature of the situation, he agreed that like they probably wouldn't believe that the magic relics like have power and stuff. Although yeah,
we know people that fly around and shoot lasers out of their eyes There's a girl that swings around with webs and does spider stuff. I'm pretty sure the cops would believe you if you brought that up to them. That's kind of weird that he was like,
I think Keiko's gonna take a lead from Kat. Like, once Kat starts bringing this up, I think she's going to enter a beautiful mind mode, and all the maths are gonna start appearing in front of her as she tries really hard to connect some dots. I'd like to assess this situation.
Okay,
Okay. Let's roll to see.
what,
it.
and can you clarify just for me, but then also for people watching, what exactly are we assessing?
Well, the situation is that
The
Alina.
situation in general?
Well, the situation is that Alina went to an adult, said,
Mhm.
all this stuff is happening. He is supposed to report. He didn't. Kat just mentioned something pretty crucial, which was like, hold on, there's superheroes in this town. It's really not that hard to believe. He didn't encourage her to go to the police, even though that was the right thing to do. She hasn't quite put everything together yet, but again, she's trying.
Right,
Yeah, there's a
If-
very
if
tired
anything-
rat in her brain.
right, no. And I
Spinning
think
the
at this
wheels.
point, yeah, we can definitely assess the situation. Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, we can do that.
All right.
So when you assess the situation, roll superior. On a 10 plus, ask 2. On a 7 to 9, ask 1.
Brad put the GIF that I was thinking of in my mind. That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, I'm rolling. And I have a 3 superior, so like I should have caught on to this earlier, but oh, and I still only got a 9. But
I'd say take a +1 from the pool. I'm willing to sacrifice.
yeah, Kat and I, yeah, Keiko jumps into Kat, yeah, and then we sort of like talk it out, and then we figure it out. So then, Kat, maybe you want to ask a question, and I'll ask a question. Is that cool, Michael?
Yep, go for
Okay,
it.
cool.
Hmm.
What here is in the greatest danger? Okay, yeah, what here is in the greatest danger would.
And maybe combine that with what is the biggest threat?
Yeah, I feel like maybe those are one of the same. I could probably ask either one of those questions and get the
Mhm.
answer that I want, Michael, which is I want
Yep.
Keiko to put things together and be like, this dude is sus, right? And then
Yeah,
what do you
Yep.
think, Kat? Maybe what here can I use to convince Alina that
Yeah, Alina's definitely like, listen, it's his job to hear weird stuff and not freak out about it, guys. Like, he works with unstable teenagers like me.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say let's go greatest danger and then swerve on to what can I use to convince her off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Well, I mean, you already know the person in the gravest danger right now is James. And so I would say that would be who's in grave danger. You know that he's been taken. I
Yeah.
would say that through all of this, I think you're realizing that you guys as students, and not necessarily like who the identity of the tiger's claw isn't really coming to mind, but that the principal was in leagues with him. Maybe it's not so far of a stretch to think the counselor is in leagues with him as well, and providing some smoke or being some kind of, trying to prevent people from meddling. And so I think that not only that, but you guys are in the gravest danger out of all of this personally. Not so much your super side, but your mundane forms are in danger at this point. And then what was the other one?
What can we use to convince Alina that that we're correct?
There's stuff going on.
Yeah. There's trouble afoot.
I think Alina would have to see it. Alina would have to suss that out herself. Like, I think from what the back, I think that the counselor has such a strong relationship, and the strongest relationship.
Yeah. So
that
maybe the
any
question
other
is for
adult
Danny,
has.
right? Maybe we can ask
Yeah.
Danny. Danny, what would we need to do to convince you, right? Or is
I
this
think
enough?
I think there would have to be some kind of deeper thing to prove, some kind of evidence that connects them to something suspicious, because she feels like he was trying to bring it to the police and then compromised because she was kind of freaking out about it. And also, like, he's a counselor, they're not always thrilled at having to interact with the police in a mental health situation. Like, she can see that, like, guys, it doesn't mean that you just weren't there. Like, I'm sorry I brought it up, I should have just done it on my own. Like, getting anything done, sheesh. And like, it's gonna, like, I already am rocking guilty, I feel like.
Mhm.
So this just
I
already
was just
sort
gonna
of-
say, I think maybe Keiko has this moment, takes this moment to be smarter than the average bear and like puts one hand on Cat and be like, hey, 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 it's okay. You know, we're all a team here and we work this out. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't be so hard on yourself. And I think does that feel would that feel comforting to Alina?
yeah,
Okay.
being like, hey, we're
Is it cool if I roll comfort and support, Michael?
Absolutely. Yep.
Let's do
Go
it.
for it.
Plus mundane. What's my mundane? Oh, maybe I
It's
should have let Kat
one.
do this.
one.
Okay, my mundane is 1. I don't know. I think you know what? I'll do this. I'll be like, Alina, hey, it's okay. Like, and maybe it's not really landing, and I turn to Kat and I go, right, Kat? Right, out of character. That's your cue for it to say something, and then make the roll. Trigger the move, man. Come on.
I don't know. Part of me is like, Cisco, you kind of triggered that move on your own.
Okay,
I
hey,
don't know
that's
if we
fine.
can
You
go
make that
back
call.
on
You're
it.
like
I
you're like
kinda
you're like
wanna-
going for you're like Cat's watching you guys like you're going for like a sisterly bond type of thing here.
Yeah,
Sis.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, all
Like,
right.
No.
here.
Also,
I want
also,
Cisco to roll on that one.
And that's fine. It does say in the book, hey, if you say it, it happens. You know, don't
if
don't
you
chicken
fail,
away.
if you fail, Kat can hop in with encouraging words if we needed
That's
something.
true. Yeah. I failed.
How bad?
I got snake eyes.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Wow.
No help would help from there, unfortunately.
Nope.
What
Oh,
what
boy.
would be something that would make you feel worse, Alina?
I think that this feels like less like, come on, guys, we're a team, and more like Keiko is not in charge of the formal thing, and now we're her committee. And I think she's gonna be like, listen, this is not your committee, okay? We all get an equal say, all right? And it's gonna like be like, take it as like a move to kind of like control instead of a move to comfort.
Oh no.
Mhm.
So
This is so sad.
I
Maybe then the hard move is I get I take a condition, Michael. I don't
we
know
can
if
do that.
yeah, okay.
Yep, we'll do that. And I'm gonna, because it was a snake eyes, we're gonna add in another text message just came through. And it's a picture of James with the today's paper. And he looks completely like, I mean, he looks awful, you guys. I'm not gonna describe it. We'll just leave it up to your guys' imagination. But when you look, all 3 of you just shudder. And another response is, please don't keep this going any longer.
okay. I think Alina looks at Kat and is like, do we want to show down like last time, or do we just, is there some way we can bug this?
Well, we don't even necessarily know where he is. So if we try anything, he could just shoot him and we wouldn't even know where. I mean, I don't know if we really want to necessarily risk that right now. Because I mean, if he's done this to Super Rick, and he knows about Cynthia and her parents and your parents, who's to say he doesn't have people in place right now just to, if we try something right now, that a bunch of people just move in and stuff gets even worse.
Yeah, I don't think he
Um,
gains anything by holding on to James. I think if we give up the mask, he will let him go. I say that we give up the mask and then we chase after the crimson streak, and then we get it right back from them.
So sidebar here, Michael.
Mhm.
On this mask here, is there any any place to feasibly hide one of those geotag things, or is it going to be pretty noticeable that there's something on the basket when they look at it?
Yeah, I would say I'm gonna defer that to Alina and Keiko, if you guys want to answer that, since you guys hold one of the sister masks as yourselves. I'll let you guys work that decision out, and because I'm not very familiar with those type of masks either, I don't want to say something that would be like, yeah, of course you could, but then it's like, no, it's literally a mask, and that's it. There's nowhere to hide it. So my thought is you can't really hide something on it, but
Oh yeah.
What does his look like again? Because I think Alina's is like a if it has sort of pockets, I assume because Keiko's got the Oni sort of hair. Like if those parts are hollowed out or something, I would think you might be able to stick something in, but I think it's gonna be more obvious than not. I'm more wondering like if we have our masks out and we hold it next to it, is the mask doing anything? Like, can we psychically attune something to it?
I think we tried that, right? Didn't we try that
Did we
at
try that?
the
Yeah, we
at the
tried.
pool? What happened when we did that? I think
It-
you said nothing happened, right?
nothing really happened. I mean, you're
Yeah.
more than welcome to try again.
Yeah, we tried that before. Is it a I forget which animal it is, or is it an animal?
I don't think we ever distinguished that or decided on that.
Ooh, maybe it's a rabbit.
Ooh, that's kind of scary and also good.
I've seen the types that they're kind of like white and they've just got the two ears sticking in the front.
And sharp pointy teeth.
Things. Yeah. Yeah, especially if we have it here, because I thought we didn't have it here, but yeah, I'm down to walk out because we have to walk outside with it and meet him in the parking lot, or we have a particular.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
said we let the
He
rats
says give it
carry
to the
it.
red, the crimson streak.
Let's
Oh.
let the rats carry it, and then we just follow them from our position.
Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, let's keep it on the rats and not direct
Okay.
our persons, just in case they want to try something dumb too.
I also
Sure.
love the idea of like 10 little rats being like,
All right. So you guys do that. You get the cat. You command the rats, and they bring the mask down, and they scurry through. Oddly enough, not out of ordinary. It seems like no one that's in the vicinity has really noticed, and even the crimson streak look at it like, oh, and they one of them was like, hey, that's what we're looking for. And
the mask is just
they
like,
come up and they kind of are like skeptical of like, I'm not picking that. You pick that up. No, you pick that up. No, I'm not picking that up. And so they're just kind of waiting for the rats to drop it and leave it. Like they're not touching it until the rats let go. So
So
can we say that the rats leave it?
So the rats will carry it out, and we'll be behind them, and then they'll say that, and they'll set it down, and they'll back off a little bit, and there'll be one rat off to the side, and he'll be like, and then to go join the others.
Okay. So the three of
wait, the
Crimson
rat
Red
does
are
that? The
grouped
rat
together.
goes,
Yeah, to the mask.
So
So
dramatic.
they'll
I
pick it
love
up. They'll see this and be like, oh my gosh, okay. They pick it up. They then kind of huddle together, and this other person that was kind of like off to the side that really didn't seem like part of their group walks up to their group, and they kind of huddle. And at this point, then go ahead.
Can I, as I wanted to have Alina text Mr. Gonzalez like as as we're sending the mask.
Go ahead. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But I didn't know if that would be like too awful. Yeah, I think that I text Mr. Gonzalez and I'm like, he's showing up by Lowell's hotel if you can catch anything or see anything.
I want to tell Kat at that moment when I see Alina texting, I want to be like, Kat, send one of your rats out here and see if it can find any tea on Mr. Gonzalez being in the area. Alina needs proof. Let's give her proof.
Mhm.
So while so she'll say that, and you'll there in the meantime, just in case this stuff was happening, as the as we had walked up with the mask, you'll see a side shot of like either side of the hotel, just like a group of like 30 rats gathering on each side just in case. And Keiko will say that, and then you'll see about 10 from each group just peel off and just scatter for like 3 blocks.
Mm. So you'll get so in this time then, Alina, you're gonna get a text back that he's not in the area, that Professor Gonzalez or Mr. Gonzalez isn't in the area. He's gonna say, I'm at home currently. Where did you, and you said that, did you tell him, or you said where? The Lowell's Hotel motel, and he'll say, I'm currently at home at the moment, and then he'll text back immediately as well. He'll follow up with, you need to get help if someone's in danger. Like he'll reiterate again that you need to call someone for help.
Alina looks frustrated,
And
but is like,
yeah,
like, see, I told you guys, and like just shows Keiko the text.
Mm.
And it's like, look, he's telling us to call
And
the
while
police.
you guys are all like quarreling over Mr. Gonzalez, all 4 of these guys go into different directions.
Oh, I want to assess
So
the
they have left
situation.
and they're okay.
Yeah,
Go for
I
it.
want to try to see
Go
if
ahead and
I
roll.
can catch a glimpse of one of them. I still have my
Yeah.
my spy gear.
And as they start to separate, Kat's gonna go, where's Rick?
Where's Rick? Where to the people separating?
Yep.
Like you're just gonna yell it.
Yep. Where's
One
Rick?
of the red guys is gonna. One of them's gonna look up and he's just gonna bolt. Like all of them. Like that sets them off. Like they just run at that point. Like
The
before
rats
they were
come
just
out.
like walking away, and now they all go 4 in separate directions.
The remaining rats, one's gonna go after one of the normal dress ones, and the other group's gonna go after the funny dress guy.
Okay, so, and just to kind of set up the scene a little bit more for you guys, so the 3 Red Streak members, they're in, I mean, I would say all of them are kind of in like normal-ish clothing. Again, the guy that didn't see, like all of them had the red streak. I think they had like an emblem or something on there, or their hair piece, their little hair is dyed red. Those 3 are there, but then the 4th one isn't really known, or doesn't look like he's a member of the red streak, but clearly he grouped up with them and then bolted in a completely different direction. So you're saying him?
To one, because there's the 2 groups of rats at the either end of the hotel. So one group is going to go after one of the normally dressed ones, one of the 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other group
Yep.
is going to go after the funny dress guy.
Okay, the one that didn't look the same as them. Okay, got it.
And
All
you
right.
want me to roll like unleash for that, or?
Yeah, I think because now you're because they're all going in separate directions and you're having to focus on your powers on moving objects. It's not like you were, okay, go here. Now it's like you have to constantly follow 4 different subjects into a different thing. Cisco?
Well, before we do that, we may not have to split up so many because I got a 13.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So where's the mask going?
Yeah, who's got the mask?
The mask definitely went with the guy that seemed out of place with the crimson streak. That didn't seem like a member. So
Cool.
he has the mask.
Cool. I think
So
Keiko is not gonna be a team player right now. And she's gonna pull her mask over
Why?
her and she's gonna take out her swords and she's gonna like off the building and onto traffic. Is there traffic? Is there cars underneath or it's just a street?
I would say this is a very quiet area. It's at night. So
Okay,
you're not gonna have like loads of traffic, I would say.
cool. I think she's
I'd say
going,
what's behind you, what it looks like behind you right now is probably like a couple of cars. It looks like in your background.
so did they
Francisco?
go more into the main street or deeper into the alleys?
They went to alley, I would say they went in, well, where did you see
Or the guy
the
that
guy
I'm
go to?
following, the guy that's out of place. Did
Yeah,
he go
yep,
deeper into
Yep, you
alleys?
tell me.
Oh,
You tell me.
Oh, he went into the main street. That just seems more fun.
Okay,
And
perfect.
so I'm gonna
Mhm.
like jump off this building and then we're gonna get a double page spread of
Mhm.
Keiko like with her 2 swords and like jumping into the middle of traffic and like I'm gonna land on one car and then like
Mhm.
we're gonna get a shot of people inside the car being like, what? And then I'm like jumping from car to car. And right before I jumped off the building, I was like, save James, I've got this guy, because she's being selfish. And yeah, I'm like chasing him, jumping from car to car with my swords out and my mask on.
Okay. Kat and Alina, what do you guys do? Do you listen to Keiko and save James based off of, I don't know what you have
Well, we
knowledge of
can't-
where he's located?
We can't
but-
save James because we don't know where he is. So
Can we follow whoever we think has the mask?
You could
Or-
text.
Absolutely, you can.
We
You
did
can do
our
whatever
part.
you want.
We could text and be like,
Yeah.
okay, give up James. Where is he?
Okay. So what do you guys, okay, final decision on you guys?
I think Alina wants to follow one of those guys, probably going the opposite direction of Keiko.
Okay. So you're gonna
But-
go with one of the Crimson Streak?
Yeah. I think
I-
she or what?
and then if they'll do that, then I won't send the rats out actually. I will I'll bring them over to I'll just bring them all over to me and Cynthia and tell her to say, that our side is done. Where's James?
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
yep, Cynthia makes a call then, instead of texting, she calls.
I'm going to and let me know if this doesn't super work, but I am going to illusion. I've got mask yanked on. I'm gonna illusion a lock, something like in front, like some entanglement around their feet of this guy, so that it looks like that there's something that they have to stop in front of, or they're gonna trip or something like that.
The one that that Keiko is going after, okay?
Or the one that I assumed I would go after a different one, or does Keiko know that he has something?
Yeah, so Francisco rolled a 13 on assess the situation and knows 100% that this is the target that has the mask.
Okay,
The other
yeah, so
3
I'm-
don't have anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna illusion. I'm gonna use Are You Watching Closely to illusion this thing to trip this guy up for Keiko to grab.
Okay.
That's a roll superior to.
By the way, we are kind of now at this point going into a I would say since we're all kind of working together-ish, I mean, I would say Keiko kind of worked as a team, not responsibly, but as we were doing the rats and we were like all of them bolted and you immediately decided on what to do, all of us, now we're engaging a threat. So we'll add, I think you add another team to the pool at this point when you do that.
It's
And I
based
think
on
that there's some
questions,
questions
right?
like who's,
Yeah.
yeah, there's supposed to be questions like who's the perceived leader. So I guess really
Mm,
quick, if we want to,
I think Keiko looks like that she's taking the lead, at least the initiative.
Mhm.
I was gonna say I was gonna be selfish and vote for myself.
Hey, you got
Okay.
it.
so then I think then an additional team pool goes in, right? If I'm understanding that rule correctly.
I'm like pleasantly surprised Kat and Alina are going with it.
You jumped out, both swords out.
Yeah, you went right
Okay, she's
for
the
it.
leader now.
Well, plus they took off and didn't give us any what we needed to know, so who knows what the hell they're doing. I don't trust me
No,
on that side at this point right now.
no.
That's bad. Kit's
Um,
good.
So the call has been made and it just answers to nowhere. Like it goes to this number is no longer available.
Doo-doo-doo.
So there's that. So Keiko, you're coming up on him.
Nice.
Have you made ground? Are you ready to, are you going to confront
I would love to directly
are
engage
you
a
gonna
threat.
directly engage a threat yet?
Heck,
You're gonna
hex to the
directly
yeah.
engage a threat.
Oh
Okay,
man.
all right.
You know what? No, first I'm going to be smarter than the average bear. I think like, can I set up the scene, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely go for it.
Cool. Yeah, I
Please
think we're
do.
like in a busier street, even though it's nighttime. Maybe that this is like
Mhm.
the bad part of town.
I'm
but
just
it's
getting
busy.
water, by the way.
Okay.
I can still hear you.
Oh, maybe there's like bars here. Like we're like in that side of town where the bars and clubs are. And so like the streets are actually pretty busy and I'm jumping from car to car. And like this guy is, or this person is running like through the people, through the club goers, right? And like some clubs have like lines going out the door and he's like trying to get through, and pushing through women in contour dresses and heels and stuff. So I think that I'm first going to try to create an illusion to mislead or like trick him and to give
Okay.
him giving
So we
a
have
weakness
one,
away.
I know that Elena had said that she was gonna do an illusion as well earlier. I don't know if that
I think it might work the
got
same
rolled
way.
on yet.
I think.
Do we want Elena to do
Oh,
that or
yeah,
no?
I'm cool with that. Alina, did you want to do?
Up to you
roll
guys.
on that. Okay.
Were you gonna roll? Are you watching closely? Okay.
Yes.
But we're engaging different people. She's engaging the group that has gone this way. I'm
No, it
solo
turns.
engaging. No.
I'm actually engaging. I'm gonna do it in front of your guys's because Kat's
Oh.
following them and you're the one pursuing the mask, and so it makes more sense for me.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
you're working in tandem with me, even though I don't know it.
Okay.
Right.
That's a 6.
Oh man. What are you
Okay.
creating? Because I have an idea here.
Okay, I was thinking like a something that they're going to like trip over or like trick, something. Maybe it's like a shift the ground under them or something. I don't know. Or I don't know if it can have any physical mass to it or if it's just them seeing it and then go like, whoa.
Cool.
But
I think if it's that, I think maybe it's a move that Elena and I have pulled before. And as I see her doing it, I add like my power to her power to make it even more realistic.
Sure.
And
Okay.
that's going to be my fictional justification to adding one team to the pool and making
for
a
a
7.
team. Yeah,
we're in a team. Okay,
Yep.
pop it into 7.
that'll work.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay.
I get to choose 2 on a 7 to 9, and I think I will choose that you get an opportunity for Keiko and you expose a weakness or flaw. and that might be maybe some bit of information about the person or something like that. I did not choose you avoid further entanglement, so I think that leaves me open for pushback.
Repeat the 2 questions again that you're doing.
You get an opportunity and you expose a weakness
Okay.
or flaw,
And the opportunity is going towards,
or like
Keiko?
maybe Keiko, maybe because they're looking at this and they're not looking at her.
Right. Sure. So an opportunity is going to be that, yeah, as he's running, he's kind of tripping or like kind of stumbling over what he appears is, what is this? And Keiko, when as you're catching up to him, you see a medallion or like a necklace of some kind, kind of, as you're running, it kind of jingles, and it's like, as he's stepping weird, it kind of flings out and around, and you see it
Tiger.
glow, and you realize this is going to totally be a relic of some kind, not the tiger's claw, no,
Interesting.
but you
Okay.
know that this individual has some kind of power, kind of similar to what Cynthia had before, where she had the bracelet. This is someone that has a necklace of some kind of power, and you don't know what.
Yeah. Ladies and
and then
gentlemen,
the
a new fighter
next-
has entered the arena. So like if this was a
Fighter has
video
entered the
game,
arena.
I would know that this guy is a boss. He's not just a lieutenant. This is a boss fight.
Yeah.
Maybe a mini boss.
Well,
Maybe a mini boss.
He's
Yeah,
a
maybe
mini
a
boss.
lieutenant. He's not a mook for sure. Cool.
He drops more than common loot.
Yeah, I think, yeah, and I
and
think
then what was
Alina's,
the other question that I needed to answer?
I think
or
that it's not a
something
like,
about
question.
I
it,
feel like
or-
that's exposing the weakness or flaw, or because one
Okay.
was like she gets the opportunity and then expose the weakness or flaw. I assume it was like more information about
That's
this.
just
So that
Yep.
works.
perfect.
I
Yep.
mean, that relic is a weakness, because if you get it away from him, what's his powers then?
Mhm.
Besides,
Yep.
Yeah, so okay, so we're gonna get an opportunity, meaning he's gonna be vulnerable for a second there.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. Well, since I am working in tandem with my other half here, and she has opened up a second of vulnerability, I would like to do the fastball special. When you perform a
Fastball
coordinating
special.
cheers, when you perform a coordinating fighting maneuver with your other half, say who takes the lead and who assists. I think I'm going to take the lead here. The leader rolls the adult move, overwhelm a vulnerable foe. When you overwhelm a vulnerable foe, roll plus danger. On a hit, the fight's over, period. We are done.
Dang.
Yeah, but we've got him
All right.
good. Like we have done every
Yeah.
step of the way. Yeah. So
Mhm.
if you remember, I only used one of my 2 questions earlier. So I would like to use my other question now, since we're still engaging.
Sure.
Like this, I assessed the situation about this guy earlier, so maybe
Yep.
it's okay.
Yeah.
So the other question I want to do is, or I want to ask is, here's what here's greatest danger. Yeah, how can we best end this quickly? Like what does my attack have to look like essentially for me to just end it?
the leg.
Sweep the
You would
leg!
need to
Cobra Kai, baby, sweep the leg.
sweep the leg. Sweep the leg and disengage the necklace from its user.
Cool. Okay. So when I assess the situation, I take +1 while acting on the answers. So I am going to roll plus danger, which is 2, +1. It's going to be a +3. Let's see what happens. I rolled a 14, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
So
So
sorry, Michael.
Oh,
I
all right.
can't help but hear the disappointed GM. I almost had my
So then we can also roll karate kid into that too, because you hurt your 4 more than you intended. Put him in the body bag.
it's okay. This is how GMs learn that if there's 3 of us, he has to bring a sinister 6 type situation, and you gotta bring like
Well,
3
I
or 4 bad
did.
guys at us.
Did. I
You did. It
did.
was still
But y'all didn't go and confront them right away. I
Not
thought we were
right.
gonna have a showdown from the very beginning.
Welcome to GMing.
No.
I love this. Like part of me has
Jeez.
this great Schadenfreude to be like,
I'm
not like in a petty or bitter way, but I'm just like, oh, I just love that someone else gets to feel the GM.
so,
The
I'm
GMing.
so sorry. We
Yeah.
all were
But this is
like
great. Like I wouldn't have thought of this. I wish there would have been a
emotional
little bit
moment.
more of a fight. But you know,
Oh,
all right. So
it's about
go
to
ahead,
happen.
Cisco. You got a 14. You go ahead
Okay,
and
It's about to
you
happen.
claim.
Which move is this? Because I feel like Alina is kind of charging up behind to do and has kind of like helped cast that thing.
Yeah, I think
But,
you're gonna go. You're gonna go maybe Scarlet Witch, and I'm gonna go. I'm maybe a little Deadpool here. So hear me out.
Okay.
On a hit, the
No
fight's over.
killing.
No killing. No killing. But we're gonna get close. On a 10
Oh,
plus,
wow.
choose 1 for the sake of the story. You take a powerful blow in turn. You hurt your foe more than you intended. That's what I'm gonna pick. And so here's what's gonna happen. Okay. I think like maybe Alina is going Scarlet Witch, right? And I'm gonna
Mhm.
go move out of the way, but what's gonna come out of my mouth is like the voice inside the mask. And then people
Ooh.
from the street, like I have jumped from like car to car, and now I'm on the street, and like that's what comes out, and people are gonna go like, and then we're just gonna get a shot of this dude running, and it's just him. I'm gonna take one of my swords, and I am going to like throw it, and it's gonna go through his leg, through his Achilles heel. And if this dude doesn't get to a hospital quick, like this dude's gonna die. And then I'm like in one movement, I've thrown it, and then I'm like chasing the sword, and just as it hits him, I like jump onto him and like get my sword in between his neck and like like immediately cut the necklace off. And now he's on the ground. It's done. And people are calling 911. And I'm probably online right
Yeah,
now.
they are.
Yeah, I'm totally streaming.
Oh, he is screaming. The pain he feels right now, I mean, is atrocious, and he's scared, but he's just in a lot of pain. He's breathing really hard. And again, you see him very afraid. He even tries to like lunge forward, but you have the sword there, so he's not going anywhere, obviously.
Oh, I think it's one of those moments where like
and-
I now have the sword like on his throat, and it's
Oh,
like I'm
right. And
breathing.
he's like,
yeah,
he's about to move forward, but like he realizes, like, you know, having just fallen, and he tries to get up and realizing that the sword is there, that I'm not moving a muscle.
yeah. Can I introduce something else in the fiction?
What you can pitch it, yes.
I'm gonna pitch it. Okay. I think that like I've lowered myself like close to him, and I'm doing
Mhm.
like a Dementor's kiss style type thing.
Mm.
And like the mask is, you know, trying to like take something from him, Dementor style. And then maybe that's when Alina like leans over me and it's just her hand on me. And then
Yeah, I'm fully trying to like.
And Kat, where are you with all this? Have you caught up, or where are you? Because I think you should, I mean, as the GM, I would say that you should be here for this, but that's just me.
no, Cat, go save James.
Well, that's the thing, we don't know.
Well, like shit, Cynthia made the
I'm
call.
actually going to, Cynthia made that call and it was disconnected. So I'm going to turn to her and say, do we want to chase after one of these other guys? Because we don't know where James is. Maybe they do.
And Cynthia goes, no, let's just catch up to the rest of them. They're gonna need our help.
Right.
Okay.
See in a second. And she
Oh, and you can poof there. So
and
you
she
poof right-
goes after and miss and she gets there just as that sequence has ended. Well, she gets there and sees that this is happening and stops essentially, let's say 50 feet away out of sight of the crowd and stuff, just to see if she's gonna need to step in to stop Keiko. Doesn't seeing all this blood and guts and stuff so far, doesn't necessarily want to make herself involved in such a way that she's part of this group causing this.
Mhm.
I've
You're
caused
muted.
division in the group.
Has anyone, sorry, so, and I guess this is finally, you guys are close enough now to really see the individual. They do have their face covered by like a mask. So do you guys want to reveal who it is?
Yes, wait, we know this person?
Oh, do we? Take the mask off and see.
I don't know.
Well,
think-
Take the mask off, Cisco.
I think Alina is she's currently got both arms wrapped around Keiko from behind and is like calm down, is trying to like,
That power.
I think
Yeah,
when
has-
Alina. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think I've scooted my mask and I'm trying to scoot yours so I can get some eye contact. And I think that there's
Mhm.
some sort of like, probably like twin thing we used to do when we were little, like some sort of like mirroring, like putting both our hands up kind of thing. And I don't know, like I'm trying to get that kind of connection so I can be like, you're still here.
You know how like twins make up their own language or whatever?
Yeah.
Like we could have like a calm down made up word. And
Yeah.
I think that
Your
would be
safe word.
totes precious orbs. Yeah. Like we used to say to each other, maybe we even get a flashback of us being like in diapers and me being scared and you saying like a shuba,
Yeah.
and that's like our word or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. And doing the hand.
Mhm.
And so I
Uh,
think it's
who's
free
gonna
for
remove the
Kat to
mask?
pull the mask off if I'm keeping Keiko from
Okay.
going.
So
with
Kat,
the
are you gonna react? You see that Keiko and Alina are very, like busy with one another, trying to hold back Keiko.
Kat's gonna run up and she's just gonna look at Keiko and she's just gonna say, "What did you do?" And then she's gonna get down and she's gonna rip off part of the bottom leg of her uniform clothes, whatever, and try and stop the bleeding on this guy's leg.
I think Kat's "what did you do" is going to like hit her like a ton of bricks because she just had a moment with Drowned Rat earlier. And like everyone's disappointed, people are all around, all the phones are out. And I think she's gonna
Mhm.
run away. I'm gonna run away.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
As you're tending to the wound here, the individual is like on the verge of passing out, like in shock. They take off their masks because they're having trouble breathing. They take it off and they're taking these big gasps. And Kat or Drowned Rat, as you're tying, you look over and see that they unveiled, and it's Jake Willard, your good friend who
Shit.
doesn't know that you're Drowned Rat. So Jake Willard is Ben's boyfriend who doesn't know Cat's identity.
Wait, what?
And I'm just gonna,
Wait, what? I know, right?
she's gonna keep tying and signing them, and she's gonna say, "It's gonna be okay, sir. You're gonna be fine. Just calm
She
down."
doesn't crack. She doesn't go Jake or anything.
Oh,
Wow.
she's used to hiding shit, so she's not gonna.
Oh no! This is Cat's best friend's boyfriend,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And a good friend still, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh no.
Ben's
Dude.
boyfriend and friends with Cat was Ben's boyfriend first. Nice guy and running back, runner
of the
back,
football team.
running back on the football team, does not know Cat is Drowned Rat.
Oh no.
So we're gonna just leave it there.
I love this picture. It's so good.
Ooh.
So
Oh, that was good. Good session, Michael.
Brett, I hope you don't mind that I did that. That's what my plan was when I was telling
That's
you
fine.
that I had
Oh,
a
cool.
idea with your NPC, and if you wouldn't mind me taking a little bit of authority on that. So thank
Totally
you.
fine.
Oh, I can't believe Keiko just did that to one of your friends. Oh my goodness, what could happen next?
Ooh, especially after the what did you
Maybe
do?
we need some therapy.
Especially, oh, I think, yeah, that's it. This is it. Maybe this is the thing that finally makes Keiko go, I need therapy, I need help. But she's gonna like, okay, so I'm just gonna start with my wish right now. We're just gonna go to start and wishes. So I think my
We're doing
wish,
stars and wishes.
yeah, I'm just jumping right into it. So I think I'm gonna start with my wish is that like this is the thing that makes Keiko go like, okay, I need help. / I'm going to start spying on Mr. Gonzalez. Right? And my wish is that we have that scene where like she comes in and is like, I'm here to spy on you. And within 5 minutes, Mr. Gonzalez has like disarmed her and she's like telling him all the things. I think that would be awesome.
Spilling her guts.
Yeah, spilling my guts. And let's see. My wishes are to have this whole thing, like keep playing on this whole thing with Drowned Rat and like really leaning into the fact that like Drowned Rat, like seeing the ramifications of Drowned Rat's words toward Keiko and all that disappointment, but then specifically seeing the ramifications of that on Drowned Rats and Keiko's relationship, and then hopefully eventually repairing that too, right? And then I don't think I have another wish for now, except for all the other ones I gave you earlier. Stars, Brett, Cat's powers are so cool. Like on paper, it's just like rat management or rat control or whatever, or pest control, whatever. But like in play, it works out really cool. So like the rats carrying the mask was probably my favorite part. That was really awesome. Danny, always a pleasure with every scene. That us working together there at the end was really cool. Just like all the mechanics. Also, it's another start to the team. Like I felt like even though the very end ended with that disabling the foe automatically, I felt like mechanically we did everything along the way, right? We assessed the situation, we got the answer, and then Danny, you did the thing, and then I did the thing. So it all moved, and I think it cost us probably because we never got James, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know if
we'll
we were
see.
ever gonna get James, but
Well, yeah, that's.
did we get the mask or did we just take the amulet off?
No, I mean, I think we can assume that
has
we got
the
the
mask.
mask, right? Because he has it, and he's
Yeah.
super not in the condition to fight for
Well,
it.
yeah.
So, yeah.
That's
So
I guess that's kind of like one of my wishes too, then, is to just see like maybe this is more, there's more like not manipulation, but like, you know, he's got to go hard to get this mask back. So like maybe there's more like
he escalates.
yeah, escalation or something like that, or a wish that there's like a obvious push on some of maybe Alina's weak spots. Like I know that you're like, flip a coin to see if Mr. Gonzalez showed up, and then he did, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is
Well, and
happening.
when I flipped the coin, it was between the principal or Mr. Gonzalez. So that's who we were. So you were going to
Oh, okay.
confront one of the two, and you just happened to get Mr. Gonzalez.
Because and I
So
honestly, because of how things left last time, I knew that she was gonna go talk to him. So I just didn't see any other way wherein she wasn't going to just try and find a way to spill all the stuff that they were doing. And the only thing is just not literally showing him the photo. I almost did. But it would be, I think it would be cool if like he pushed on her labels some more, or like even if it's using his like position or something like that. I don't know, I haven't like done a great job of setting her up as like, this is my obvious conflict. Like Keiko is full of like big emotions. And I like to
Me?
state it mildly. Big things. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. But I think, yeah, just like pushing on that sense of like maybe significance for her. Like, you know, Alina, you should do this. You should take charge. Like, I feel like there was a little bit more like of her being like, don't tell me what to do, both with the group being like, that he could be suspicious, and Elena's like, I've been doing this stuff on my own. I had to go find the information about that. You know, I feel like there's more like, I'm gonna do stuff because I can be significant on my own, even though right now I feel like I'm cleaning up after Keiko and other stuff is exploding, and Kat is so competent, you know, like I can't compete with that, obviously. But yeah, so I guess maybe just like feel free to fling that at her in some way, shape, or form. If you have to encourage her to either break away from the group or whatnot. But yeah, stars to Cisco. I loved like Keiko running out and vandalizing the statue in the middle, like that whole idea of the montage and the song and the whole deal. I thought that was great. It was super vivid. I really enjoyed that. Like I enjoyed that her breakdown is happening, and I also enjoyed that we got more like Sherlock Holmesiness from her of like putting things together instead of just like emotions. Like she, because like high school girl in charge is like emotions, but it's also like controls everything. So I'm glad we got to see both of those parts, and I really enjoyed the I really enjoyed Drowned Rat's text, Brett. I really liked that little comfort and support moment that we got to see a little bit of like maybe her insecurity about her power towards other people and working together as a team. And the camera bit, that was so fun. I was like, yes, yes, we get to. So I guess that's a wish that kind of thing keeps happening. Hopefully, if we get to interact with Kat out of mask in future. So yeah, so I'd love to see more of that too. But stars, and thank you, Michael, for going so hard with Mr. Gonzalez. It was just the whole scene. I'm just like, this is so awful. But like I really liked the moments of like, no, I trust you, and like how much that means to a teenager who doesn't have a lot of positivity in their being poured into their life.
yeah, this is gonna be one shit storm.
Yeah.
It's all
So
said and done.
yeah, I'm trying to think of like a way to play it wherein it doesn't just like snap Helena like a twig, you know. But I'm sure it will work out.
I'll go, I suppose. Stars to both Mike and Danny for the consular meeting with Alina, because damn, like I was so split with that because like part of me of where the good guys and stuff was screaming, Alina, you stupid idiot. You're telling the bad guy all of this important stuff. Knock it off. And then the other part of me, the story part of me was like, yes, yes, Danny, make her tell everything. Build up the crazy stuff and it's gonna be awesome. And then yeah, just a little, just the what you had brought up, the little text chat between our characters. I like that too. It was great. And I just love the team up with Kat and Keiko trying to convince Lena that, girl, you're in danger. What are you doing? You're talking too much to this guy. Stop. And then too with the I love the fastball special. It's great. Just the team up with that, and then just the resulting, just the brief like twin bond goose fraba moment type of thing over the body of poor Jake. And then definitely star to Michael for just, as always, of course, running it and just going off. Your plans go off the rail and you just got to make stuff up, and you're still new GM, but you do a good job with it. It's great. And I really like the impending drama with Jake with this stuff. It'll be interesting to see where this goes for not only the characters as heroes, but just as normal people. Because I mean, everyone's involved with each other as far as the Winter Formal Club and stuff. Everyone knows who we are and all that type of stuff. So it's gonna be, it'll be fun next week. It's gonna be interesting, and everything's on camera. All these people too streaming.
I made a mess, you guys.
So yeah, it's gonna be great. And I guess I don't really have any specific wishes. Just of course, to keep playing and see where this goes. It's great.
I'm looking forward to the fallout of it being Jake and how that either affects Drowned Rat, like even if she's hiding it, how that affects her reaction to Keiko's violence. And maybe because it's Jake, it gives you some crumbs of us thinking about connections or something. I don't know if you want to be planting crumbs to us, like unveiling you or not. Or if you're cool if we never do that. But I'm just looking forward to that mash of lives for Kat, because we haven't got to see that as much yet. So
that's a good question. Brett, out of character, how hard do you want us to go about finding out who you are versus how much are you happy just us not knowing?
Honestly, what I'm really looking forward to is a level up and taking the level up part of being able to use your ultimate move or whatever the hell it is, the ask yourself
moment of truth.
Because I'm just like really looking for just like this huge moment of just where the mask has to come off. Just everyone's suspicions are either confirmed or exploded, and what just. If it ends up, that's kind of, I suppose that's kind of one of my wishes is to potentially get to a review like that, because I think it'll be fun.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Well, so we'll hold
when
off.
you reveal your mask, when you reveal your identity to someone, it doesn't have to be to everyone. You get an experience point. Just remember that.
That's right.
That is true.
Yeah.
So
also, because we're playing with a lot of masks and identities, and like the relics are often stuff like that. So I should be thinking of, or I guess we could be thinking of, like, because we wear masks too, and like thinking about that and that being a theme or a talk. And it doesn't even have to be us that you reveal it to, like maybe you reveal it to Jake or
Jake.
something in the hospital, you know, if you go visit,
Mhm.
you know.
What are you
We'll
doing?
definitely have a scene to open that opportunity.
I would have leveled up, but I think when I rolled a fail, we used team for it, so I don't think I ended up getting that point.
No.
Okay. Oh,
There's only a couple fails, and I know the one that stands out is Cisco's Snake Eyes. That was it.
I marked
That was
them.
rough.
such a clutch fail on a comfort support. I hate failing on comfort and support so bad because of how it's written, because it's like, how did this thing that you crafted carefully to comfort actually not work? But I did land very hard on that, Cisco, so I apologize.
No,
But
you
like
did great.
that was a very fun. That was a very
It
fun.
was
moment.
really fun. That was really fun.
Everyone is gone. Stars and Wishes.
No, I haven't given my
Nope.
stars to you,
Okay.
Michael, yet. Michael, star for making Mr. Gonzalez the best worst villain ever. A lot of villains, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's actually cool, or this guy actually makes sense. Like, it's not very often that you touch on something that, because I go to therapy, and so to think of Andy betraying me is like the absolute worst thing that I could possibly think a person doing to someone. It's pretty high up there, and so this villain like hits me on such a personal level. Good job with that. Start to you for roping in that NPC, right? If Brett put it there, it's because he's telegraphing like, hey, I want you to do something with this guy. So good job looking through the NPC tab and roping him in that way. I thought we were gonna have a different review. I thought it was gonna be that, you know, Mr. Gonzalez or the principal. Or
Nope.
yeah, you did good. And then I just wanted to say that, like, just just start to, yeah, I guess you and Danny for that massive bit of dramatic irony where, like, we know out of character, but in character you guys are just playing it like you don't know. Great job. And then start also to the system and to just story games in general. Like, this is just my favorite thing about story games. It's like people think like, no, what you know in character has to be what you know in character, and it's like, no, like, we can create this wall in the same way that we watch a TV show and like the audience knows something but the game,
Mhm.
you know, what's happening on TV. That whole scene was just filled with dramatic irony, and I loved it. Okay, thanks for letting me share.
I'll say hi or blah. Stars and Wishes stars, Cisco for just going out and being the not team player. I think that adds to the I think as in this game, I think it's just expected that everyone's going to work together, and so I think it's nice to have that just change in normalcy, and it makes it very interesting, and then it forces me to think on my feet and to you know, see what happens next, or to kind of predict what can we do next. And then Brett, thank you for taking the cue to come along on that, and at the very end there and being there, and I could just visualize that scene so much where like she pops in off to the foreground and just sees everything going on, and she just comes up and just like, what are you doing? And she's just doing this whole like tying the knot, you're gonna be okay, and she looks over and it's just like one of her friends, and just being there for that was great, and just how it guided to it. And I forgot too that you like can cloud shift right there, because I was like, oh my gosh, how is she gonna get there? Like, how are we gonna make great? She can just poof right in. That solves an issue. Wonderful. And I'm really looking forward to really looping in Drowned Rat and Cat and her identity and her inner issues with that, because now she's seen a good friend hurt by who doesn't know who she is, hurt by someone she thought was a friend that crossed a line, who doesn't know who she really is, and has to see her during the day-to-day life at school. And how is that gonna, I'm just really excited to dive into that. So that'll be a big focus on next episode, just kind of a prequel or a little snapshot, a little Easter egg preview. And then Danny, thank you so much for diving in with with Mr. Gonzalez and putting in that hard work of like separating the line. And I really appreciated too when Brett and Francisco were kind of trying to put ties together, and that would be maybe suspicious. But then at the same time, really, why would you have any reason to suspect Mr. Gonzalez in the first place? And maybe, I mean, they were definitely using some logic. I think that they were maybe pushing it a little bit. So it was nice to have someone confront them, be like, no, what the heck, like in character, no, this makes sense, and didn't just go with it. I think having this tension in the group has been really fun. And I'm really appreciating that not everyone is always in sync with one another. And it's been fun to work that out.
I was super glad you let me get the phone number, because I was like, I have to do something out of like not metagaming, but I was like, I have to do something.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that works somehow or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think that, and really it kind of went up in the air whether it was going to be the principal or Mr. Gonzalez that came, because I think that it would have been a very different conversation. I think things would have looked very differently had you confronted the principal and you were there and she knew that you would have rifled through.
I just might have pulled a Keiko and
Yeah. So great job, you guys. Thank you. We can go ahead and
Hold on real quick.
Oh wait, we still
2
have
more
end of
wishes.
session questions.
We have end of session
go ahead.
questions.
How many more?
How many
more wishes?
So many wishes.
Because
So
I'll
many
tell
wishes.
you, I heard the wish of, I really want to lean into this whole rival thing with the different dojos, and they're gonna fight. And here I basically put it on
You did, man.
silver
You did.
platter for you guys, and there they are.
You did
Here
great.
they are, and it's like, we're not gonna go and fight with them.
No, we
thank you.
did. We did. We
We
almost
did.
killed a guy who had a Crimson Street jacket on. We did it.
No, he did not have the Crimson Street jacket. That was
Oh,
the
he
one that was
didn't?
normal. Yeah, he was the one that didn't belong to the group.
Oh,
And
yeah,
so
he had the
But he
mask,
still
that's
man.
the
took
one
the
you guys
mask,
chased.
so
Yeah, he had the
Yeah.
mask.
Yeah.
So
He
but
had
yeah,
the mask,
he did.
but
But yeah, but
had
no,
you guys gone
you
down
brought
there
him,
and just,
you rubbed him back in, so you did good. You did good.
I was
I'm trying, but give me more
sure.
wishes that I try to serve, and you
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
don't
yeah.
sample.
Yeah.
I can't.
Hey,
I
man.
can only do so much.
Hey, man. Hey, heavy is the head that wears the crown, man.
Yeah,
Right?
I just was so sure that the Tiger's Claw was right out there, and it was just
Yeah,
gonna be a
he
death
wasn't.
thing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I
No, we
thought
got
Tiger
3
Claw.
sessions, you guys. We can't make it. We can't end it that fast.
You gotta.
the mask didn't glow when it got near to him, so it couldn't have been him.
No.
Mm,
No.
that's right. I like that you
Although-
went with a bunny. That was a good choice. The bunny was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I mean, I shouldn't even say this off. I'll wait until after the recording to say this. So go ahead, keep going.
Okay. Wish. I think that what did you do is definitely a shift, label shift. So we don't have to do it now. We can start it
Mhm.
at the end or at the beginning of the next session.
Beginning.
So that's
Mhm.
yeah. And then a wish. I'm just gonna throw it on your radar, Brett. I'm just gonna pitch you an idea. Your rats go, and you and your rats maybe do a little investigative work and see if you can find any of evidence that Mr. Gonzalez was there, because we still need to prove it to Alina that he's guilty. So
And I like
True.
that, like, you're now doing this kind of like, well, now Alina just needs to know, like, we don't have any, you guys didn't know what he could be doing. You just think he's suspicious.
As is the principal. I mean, so who are you gonna,
Principal.
the principal kind of has had a little bit more, I mean, an actual proof. Cat was guided by the principal to the Tiger's Claw, and you guys haven't, I mean, besides Alina going to investigate her office, no one has looked into her at all.
true. We haven't.
So anyway,
Mhm.
yeah. Anything, and so then questions, I guess, the end of session, is that all the wishes that you had then, Francisco?
That's all the wishes. On one hand, I want to be like, I'm such a demanding player, but on the other hand, I also know the more wishes that they throw you, the more story, the less
Right.
work you have to do for a story hook. So I'm
Right.
just gonna keep being
Yep.
demanding.
No.
Give him
Go
a
for
couple
it.
minutes, Michael. He'll come up with some more.
Yeah, I'll expect a novel on Facebook on our messenger tomorrow
Well,
as we sleep.
also, if your wish, like, do you have any wishes that we're being brats about. Because if your wish is to see more like
True.
just nice rough and tumble action, like I'm
I
totally
wanted to
down.
see some nice rough and tumble action. I'll be honest. When you pulled that other
Okay.
move, I was like, "You son of a gun. Oh, can't stand you right now. Fine, I
Dude,
guess.
throw
hoping you would've had him dead
multiple
to rights at
bosses
one
at
point, but-
us.
Well,
But I
but
did. You had the red streak, which would have been a unit of like bad guys. So they would have been one person, you know, in a sense.
Uh-huh.
And then you would have had the other guy. So you would have had a unit along with the singular
Yeah,
person
yeah.
going after you.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know how else to, because if you were gonna go after them again, well, it wouldn't make sense for them to be like, and you guys were bickering. So I'm like, well, okay, you guys clearly aren't going down there to face anything. And the end goal here is to reveal it's Jake, that Jake is down there. So if I
Yeah,
want
yeah,
that to
yeah.
happen, I need to get you down here. So they're gonna run. They're gonna
Yeah,
run.
that was good. I mean, that got
Yeah.
us moving. That was for sure. Yeah. Yeah, we just need to find a way to get three bad guys. I don't know.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was just also like on me for being fully, my head was just in a different space because of, I think it was just literally like the flip of the coin, making it Mr. Gonzalez and me having to be so much in like that, shaking Alina up so much that she was not her usual, like, yeah, let's just go mess him up self. That like she was just very like, what if these are just adults that are gonna kill us? And seeing James like,
Mhm.
no, I don't know. It was
Yeah.
like he's not
We don't know
described. I'm
the
like,
outcome of James yet.
I was like, this feels just very real all of a sudden. And I feel like I was feeling more like a teenager and less like a superhero, and more like maybe people are gonna die or something.
Good job veiling that, by the way. I think that even made it scarier. That was
Yeah,
like,
that was super scary. 'cause, like,
yeah, that's really good. That's like just a good tip for any GMs watching out there. Watch how Michael did that, because sometimes it's scarier when you don't say the things.
Yep. All right, so end of session then questions we got is, hold on, I have it. Hold on, end of session. At the end of every session, choose one, you guys. Did you grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team? And then explain why. Like if you grew closer to the team, explain why, or explain who made you feel welcome, give influence to that character in clear condition and market potential. You guys can read that on the peripheral notes. I'm not going to keep reading it. I'm tired.
No, yeah. I'm going to look really
I'm definitely grew closer to the team with Alina, just with the little text chat they had together, just helped her open up a little bit, and just that, you know, someone cared enough to ask directly and stuff like that. So she already has influence, I think, so I don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay, so
But I'm gonna mark a potential.
okay, and then I get to shift your labels. Is there one that like, I'm trying to think. So which is the label that you switch? Is it freak? Do you switch mundane and freak normally?
Yes.
Okay.
Switch, yeah, mundane.
Well,
and freak.
yeah.
Okay. When you're wearing your mask, like.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I will okay. I think because Kat was so sensible, I'm gonna bump your mundane to 3, and I am going to drop your superior to flat, because it's like you're less apart from us and you're more like in
Yep, I see
there
where you're
getting.
going.
And I think especially, I mean, just that even in general, I think seeing your friend after, I think that fits too. I mean, I know that we were going to talk about label switching and whatnot, possibly from that ramification on the next session, but
Okay.
I think that fits as well.
This is tough. I feel like, Alina, that this this is a thing of growing away from the team, because it feels like I was really vulnerable and I shared with you guys all of the stuff that I've been learning, and everybody was like, no.
Mm.
But if I forget, you can get influence over me like that, right, Keiko? Or like, is that it?
Mhm.
Will that be less fun if I take it away from you? Because I can also grow into my image of myself if
No,
it's
I think either one. Yeah, you're right. Like you and I inevitably crash back together,
Mhm.
like two planets in orbit who are always destined to just collide.
okay.
At
All
least
right,
until one of us changes playbooks anyway.
so I will boop.
And I
Okay,
think that definitely goes with the snake eyes on the comfort and support.
it just felt super momentous in that moment, even though then we were back together and I was helping calm you down. I feel like Keiko's outbursts feel very destabilizing to us as a team a little bit. So yeah. Okay, Cisco, what's your
Oh, I want to meta this so bad. Because there was a moment where I felt closer to the team, but just if I'm really honest, I either grew away from the team or grew into my
I
own
want to switch my
image.
labels so bad. Like, if anybody wants to switch my labels, feel free.
Oh,
Sorry, I just hate this -1 freak so much.
do you really?
Yeah, because like all of my moves as a delinquent are either superior or freak, and I have a +2 mundane for no reason whatsoever. I think I did this to myself that one. Because I don't know why. So
Oh my
anyway, yeah.
gosh.
So you're growing into your image of yourself,
I mean,
maybe.
yeah, I mean, we had moments, but honestly, I either grew away from the team or grew into an image of myself.
Well,
And
I
not
feel
it.
like you did stuff for the team, but it was like, I'm taking charge. So I would I wouldn't think that would be out of character if you want,
I
unless you want to grow away.
I'd almost to Francisco, at least from my point of view, the
Mhm.
grow into the image of yourself. Because I mean, not only going after the dude, guns blazing, swords out at the end, but you also went guns blazing, swords out, rage bitch at the statue
Mhm.
too.
Yeah. So growing into an image of myself, maybe not a good image.
Not a good image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to uh up my I'm gonna say up my danger because I think Cat's words really wrecked me. So my danger is gonna go up to 3. And I think my mundane is gonna go down by 1 because a normal person doesn't do what I do, just stab a dude and break a statue and
Keiko does
oh,
not feel like a +1 mundane character at the moment.
certainly not.
Mm.
But I think I've hit rock bottom, you guys. Anybody want anything while I'm down here?
Yeah,
'Cause I'm-
when you said the second part, I put the sword through his neck, and I was just like,
no, through his Achilles heel.
time
Achilles
stop.
heel.
I was like, through his neck. What? And separated. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, what?
I was like, wait a minute, no killing. That's Cisco, that's fatal. It's fatal.
No killing.
X
No
card
killing.
right now.
Yeah, no killing. Although I am this close at any moment just being like, Michael, what do you think about Keiko becoming an NPC and me re-rolling another character? Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
No.
it would be interesting. No.
I feel like that would affect Alina more than
That's true. That would just totally spiral the story
just because
somewhere
we're
different.
so connected right now. Like
Mm.
if Keiko were just another member of the team, like maybe, but
True. It'd be like Luke going dark, and how would that affect Leia, right? Yeah. Awesome.
that would be a lot.
Awesome.
I mean,
Awesome.
hey, if it works, it works. If it's what you want to do, we
Well,
can talk.
No, I have those dark moments, but no, I'm
Luke
enjoying
did
this
go
too
dark
much.
in the EU. EU
It did go.
did.
It did go dark in the
Mhm.
EU. Yeah. Yeah, this was so much fun, you guys. Michael, great job, man. Thank you for
Mhm.
letting me play, or you GMing opens it up for me to play, which is awesome. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Much. It's always great to be back. Goodbye to sleeping on
Mhm.
Sunday night. So sorry. Jose.
Only for 2 more Sundays, and then you have Christmas. You can catch up on your sleep. You'll be fine. It'll be good. Oh, quick question, Michael. If we
That's-
started 30 minutes earlier, is that something you could swing with you and your family?
Because it's 7:30, our kids like tonight, our kids just fell asleep at 7:30. Like, and they were
Mhm.
out. And Lizzie was adamant that she was gonna sleep on the couch tonight. And the couch is to my right now. So in 15 minutes, she fell asleep, but then had to be carried. And if I'm in here, I need to be lit up. I mean, so 8
Mhm.
o'clock is kind of the earliest I can do it. Especially like if I was if we had our basement finished and I could just be downstairs and
It would be not until like not until Dungeon World in January.
oh, Dungeon World. Well, in January we start getting carpeting put in finally, so hopefully maybe we'll see.
The reason is because Asa asked for it, I asked for it. You know, Danny is also saying it's kind of late. You know,
Yeah, it is. I agree. I mean, it's almost midnight now, but
there you go.
Yeah, no, you're East Coast. I'm also Central Time right now.
Oh, that's
so
right. Yeah,
I'm-
yeah, that's
So
right.
I'm cool. Sometimes having it at 8 is good for me because Sunday my brother is off from work. It's one of the few days he's off from work, so it's
Okay.
easier to scoot out of things at 8 than at 7 when things are still happening. But if it's just 2 more sessions, like I could totally go an hour earlier as well. If
No, no,
that
no.
works.
It would start. It would start when we do Dungeon World in January.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
my long-term plan is hopefully I'll be married by then.
Are you engaged, Cisco?
I am not engaged. I think that Victoria and I are gonna get engaged, and she's gonna be like, "Take me to the courthouse right now."
wow.
Yeah, she's like, "I've waited long enough. You need to make this happen."
We
And
can't stand a woman who knows what she wants, but also like that's a lot too.
yeah, no, she doesn't want to bother with a like a whole celebration to her. Just she is just not that kind of person.
She doesn't want like a whole wedding or anything. Is she gonna do like a reception with family or people?
We might could do something afterward, but even that is like, yeah, I know that's not her style.
Mhm.
That's not her style.
Good for her.
And so, but I'll be married. I talked to Victoria today and she was like, yeah, I could put Julian down. That'll be some time that we have one-on-one, just me and him. And then you can be in bed with me earlier than midnight. So yeah, so it all works out. So if it's something that we could swing in January, I'm just gonna throw it in your radars because us here at
I mean,
the
if I
East
have
Coast-
carpet down in January, I can actually then be downstairs and just even like put a table down there temporarily and it would be easier. And hopefully our electrician will come and install lights. I think that's the other thing. I need lights and carpeting downstairs. Otherwise we're
That's so
set.
cute. We have such big life things. I'm like, I just gotta get my teaching course done by the end of December so I can start finally applying to places in Korea. So, but that won't happen until I was hoping February, but I think it will have to be like April or May, depending on the spot that I get and how long the paperwork
Really
takes.
quick, are we done recording?
Oh gosh. Goodbye, internet.